Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another glorious episode of Jedi Talk. I am your host, Brad Hughes, and today I am joined again, as always, by my amazing co-hosts. Yes, that's right. That's plural this time. We're all back together for the first time doing a show together. This is exciting, and soon it'll be all three of us in person, which will be 10 times better. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But thanks for joining me, guys. Today I have here my, I would say the OG, but not quite the OG.
Not quite.
Close.
Well, you're the OG.
I'm the OG, I guess. That's kind of sad.
Very close to you.
You know what's really sad when I'm the OG? By the way, we are very close together.
Yeah.
The audio might sound weird. You actually might be able to pick up our voices in each other's microphones because we are sitting, and I'm not being dramatic here, 8 inches from each other's faces.
Oh, yeah.
Because I lost the headphone splitter. And so now instead of sitting across from each other like we normally do and like making eye contact, we're not looking at each other because we're too close and it seems a little gay.
Yeah.
I'm getting hard. Evan Boucher is back. Evan, it's good to see you, buddy.
Hello there, friends. Yeah, it's great to be back. Great to be steamy and back.
It's hot as
Right
crap
next
in the
to you.
garage.
Yep.
It is so horrible outside. And also joining me, Tom Oakry, the other 1/3 of the podcast. This is our first podcast together, fellas. It's going to get awesome.
By the right of the council, by the will of the force. Fuck yeah, it is. It's awesome.
Love it. Yeah, that's his sign-on thing. I love it.
Makes my hello there looks ridiculous.
That was my whole point, Evan, was to take your hello there down.
He did. That's what he said. That's what he
That's
said.
fine.
He's like, I want
That's
my
fine.
own hello there.
That's better. I love it. We are all the Republic.
I don't
That's
have a
fine.
hello there. I just have a bunch of action figures.
It's
very
pretty
sad.
good to have, though.
We got a
Tell us
lot
that.
of stuff to talk about this week, man. There's
yeah.
a ton of stuff going on. A lot of cool news. I want to kick the show off with a little bit of a different tangent to kind of get this out of the way. I know it's further down on the list, but Tom was actually the first person out of our group,
Oh, yeah, the only one so
the
far.
only one so far who's been to Disneyland and ridden Rise of the Resistance and also done it here at Disney World and also done
Yeah.
it twice in one day at Disney World.
That's insane. Well, wait. No, we've done it twice in one day. Opening day.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did do
Yeah,
it twice in
you
one
and
day.
I both did it twice
Never
in
mind.
one day.
Well, you're on par with us then. Yay. But you're not on par with us since you were just at Disneyland like 2 days ago and you got to go see and do rides. But more importantly, what I want to talk about, something I've been very vocal about thinking that it is not great. You were the first person I know who has gone to Avengers Campus. I want to
Same.
know exactly what you think. Spoilers.
Okay. Spoiler alert for Disney's Avengers Campus at Disney's California Adventure. So, going into this, my expectations were rather right in the middle. I'm not an MCU stan. I'm critical of it. I've been critical of it on my own podcast and this podcast. So, again, I wanted to keep the expectations tempered because I didn't want to go in hating, but I didn't want to go in being super excited. So when I went into Avengers Campus, I hit Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout first because I wanted to get that out of the way so I can really focus on the land and soak it all in. Walking through, seeing Pym's Test Kitchen, seeing the Quinjet on top of the Avengers building, seeing the Avengers Jeep, then Web Slingers, seeing where Doctor Strange's Sanctum is, where his meet and greet ultimately will be, unlocking mysteries of the multiverse. I think they mentioned it.
So wait, that's
And
not even
then
open
past
yet?
No, it's
The meet and
open.
greet's
He
not
just
open, but they do like a show.
yeah.
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 Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the show wasn't open. I was like, what?
No. It's there, and it was cool to walk through. But he didn't come out of the multiverse quite yet. At least when I was there, I didn't see him.
Gotcha.
But then you walk by Web Slingers and then Spider-Man's store on the right hand side. There's a couple of shawarma carts, and then you're walking through the area where the meet and greet with Spider-Man is, right, past the Web Slingers. That's where that animatronic does a pretty. And I will say, in person, that was pretty fucking spectacular.
That looks really sick. That's one of the
really
things I
does.
really want to see there. One of the few
That's-
things.
Because that's going to be gone in a couple years. You
Yeah,
know it
for
will be,
sure.
if sooner.
That's
So I agree.
That's probably my favorite part of Avengers Campus was the Spider-Man animatronic and that
think
whole
that's
scene
fair.
of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a bit like I don't think people realize like the fact that they have an animatronic flying through the air
Outside.
outside
Yeah.
is insane. Like that's insane when you really stop and think about what that
That
is.
sentence is crazy to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, my rating on Avengers Campus, and I'll give the reasons why, is a fair 5.5 out of 10. I really am not leaning one way or another because I'm just kind of meh. It's not a bad meh. It's not a good one either. Web slingers, their e-ticket attraction. I mean, you could call a Guardians Mission Breakout their e-ticket attraction because it is the superior ride to Spider-Man Web Slingers when you're talking Avengers Campus, and it might be the best ride at California Adventure. Period. But I digress from that.
I agree with you. That ride's
Yeah.
spectacular. The way they changed it, it doesn't even feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's like the first time they've done an overlay, other than Haunted Mansion Holiday. That doesn't feel like an overlay. Like it's
Yes.
like it's really good.
Joe Rody.
Joe Rody, baby. Joe Rody, baby.
So with web slingers particularly, like I told you guys, if you are a fan of Midway Mania, this ride is just a cooler version of that, and it is for you. You're gonna freaking love Spider-Man Web Slingers.
You like Midway Mania, right?
But
I don't like Midway Mania.
You don't at all?
No.
Really?
I've done it like 10 times.
don't.
And it's only
Neither
because
one of
people
you?
drag me on.
Oh, I love that ride.
I
It's
do.
so fun.
No.
I do.
If it's like a 5-minute wait, I'll do it. But that's like
Oh,
never-
don't get me wrong. I'm not waiting for it, but
No,
like,
yeah.
if I can get on and get off, I think it's fun. I don't know if it's fun 100 times.
No, definitely not.
It's Web Slingers is fun, like Midway Mania, which I enjoy, but it's one hell of a bicep workout because you've got to throw the horns out and be shooting the webs back and forth. But the technology is pretty freaking cool. How the avatar that's moving with your movement, how it's you're sequenced up to that, and it basically knows where you're shooting. Everyone's assigned a different web color. I was yellow. I don't know how the hell I ended up with yellow. My wife had blue. I much would have rather preferred blue, but hey, it is what it is. Minor complaint that I couldn't control, but I did score the highest in the vehicle, about 200,000 points. Thank you very much.
Nice.
But
Is it
and then,
accurate?
yeah,
Is it accurate? Is like
That's
when
what I
when
was
you're
gonna
doing
ask.
it? Is it
How does it
pretty
relate
accurate?
to your actual hand?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It didn't miss a single thing.
Whoa.
Wow.
It
was good.
They've come so far from Buzz and like, what was that, 99? But that laser, like, never really accurately lined up with where you're pointing at to, like, the web slingers being that accurate. That's pretty impressive. Because I love Buzz, but, like, the lasers are never on point on that ride. And they never have been.
Yeah, that's not a. I think Disneyland's better because you can you're more
True.
free to.
I haven't done that one. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that version better. I mean,
I
that
probably
kind of
would,
goes
too.
for
I
anything
don't
in
know, though.
Disneyland. I like everything better at Disneyland, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true, but give me Universal Spider-Man ride over web slingers any day, because we might be talking goat status with that Spider-Man ride anyway. So,
With the
but
Spider-Man
moving-
ride?
He's saying Universals.
Oh, Sorry, I missed that. I was reading.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the top 10 greatest attractions ever made. That ride's amazing. You don't love it?
Yeah.
No, I'd agree from what I've seen that it's better than web slingers, but yeah, I don't love it.
See, I haven't seen anything because even though I'm not super jazzed about Avengers Campus, I still am gonna go soon,
Yeah.
and I don't want anything wasted or ruined for me. Like y'all, you know how
There's
I am.
nothing
I
really
just
to spoil, but I get it. I know.
yeah,
how
I just
you are.
don't. I don't want to even see the
Yeah.
games before. I don't want to learn
Yeah.
anything about it. I just want to kind of go and do it.
I think I still haven't done it, obviously. I haven't even been out of the state of Florida since Christmas. But I would say my complaint is, there's no variation from what I've seen. Like, every scene is, the same to me. Not that what you're seeing, but what you're doing is the same. You're just still shooting webs every scene. So I don't know.
It's true.
Yeah, I'd say that's a complaint. How is it not different?
hang on,
Some-
versus Toy Story Mania, the ball
Yeah,
changes from
so
ball
things
to a
change
dart.
every time,
Okay,
yeah,
I see what you mean.
Yeah. What you're
Mix,
seeing
it mixes
might
it up.
change,
But I mean, what else are you gonna shoot?
yeah.
It does mix up. You're shooting you have to aim for the radioactive spider bots during a part of the game. There's a different variation of it, and I mean I was aiming for those because I was listening to it. But if you're not paying attention to the audio that the computer is telling you, or Spider-Man himself is talking, you'll miss out on that. I guess that's one complaint. I kind of wish they'd make a better point to hey, you got to go after the green guys. I just barely heard that.
That's
Gotcha.
kind of like what most people's complaints are with the Falcon. You do ask a lot of random people, they don't understand what's happening with the Falcon. But it's clearly stated, push the buttons
But
that
to
light
me,
up.
it's just
it's
it's
obvious.
lighting up. What do you
Yeah.
do? What do you think? You're not supposed
But
to touch it?
somehow people are still I didn't know what to do. So I guess that's kind of that same idea.
What if
Are there any? And this is spoiler, I guess, because I don't care at this point. Are there any animatronics in the ride?
no?
Sadly,
No?
I don't get that. The pre-show was
No.
supposed to have one, but that got budget cut too.
So
Yeah,
Disney
appreciate
Disney
the
made a
whole-
brand new ride with not a
Brand
single.
new land with only one stuntronic, no animatronics, just a stuntronic.
That's nuts.
Yeah, technically Rocket Raccoon is the only animatronic in Avengers
Yep,
Campus.
Rocket.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
What Avengers Campus does well are their characters, and this could just be a testament to Disneyland doing well with their characters. But the Dora Milaje, or Majarli, I always
Dora Milaje.
Dora Milaje. Yeah, they did an awesome like ceremony. They had the spears. They were walking down the middle of Avengers Campus in a sea of people that just split on side to side. It was awesome. Black Panther was like above them on under the Quinjet on the Avengers building. That was excellent. I saw the Wasp out doing like a photo op, which was pretty random. I didn't think I'd ever see the Wasp. Talk about I like the obscure characters, right? And even though she's starred in her own movie, I think it's just an obscure character to want to meet, right?
Yeah.
And then of course there's the Spider-Man meet and greet when he does his whole flippity flip and then walks down the wall and then starts meeting people and taking pictures. So Avengers Campus does their characters extremely well. And I think that's what they want to center it around. I got a feel of you're really hanging out with the Avengers on Avengers Campus.
That's
Yeah.
cool to hear.
That's what I see from it. Because to me, Marvel has always been about the characters. Because it's not about a location. Half it takes place in New York. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I can go to New York. I don't need to have a fake New York built. To me, Marvel, and I would even say the same for all superhero films, they're about the characters, not about locations.
That's true.
Which Star Wars has both. That's what's great about Star Wars.
Yeah.
It has locations and characters.
It not only has locations, it has like the most iconic locations in cinema.
Exactly.
I mean, it's
But that's the thing with Marvel is it's not about locations. To me, Marvel's about characters and meeting and hanging out with Iron Man and Thor and Loki and seeing those two brothers make fun of each other and that kind of stuff.
Tom, I have two questions for you to follow up with, and then we can kind of move on. Unless you have more to say, but I'm sure you do. But
That was about it.
did you have any food?
Yes. Great question, and I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't bring this up. I had breakfast from Pim's Kitchen. My wife and I split the gigantic pretzel. It was excellent, and I'm a pretzel snob, but it was really good. I'd give that pretzel a 9 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. I love pretzels too.
Yeah, and I had the Pim's version of it was like a cinnamon French toast.
Oh, I've been seeing pictures of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That looks
they gave
awesome.
you like a
Haven't seen
tiny
anything.
fork to make it look like it was like gigantic and it was blown up. It came with like this tiny little egg and bacon. That was very underwhelming, actually.
Oh, dang.
Oh, that's
it looks
upsetting.
great, but dang.
Yeah, It was dry. Like
Oh.
they should have given you like syrup with it.
The French toast was dry. How do you dry out French toast?
That should not be a thing.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
Dang.
4. I would give that a 4 out of 10. It was
Damn.
pretty bad. Yeah. And
How's
then,
the shawarma,
yeah,
though? That's what matters, right?
Yeah, with their
Nah, I
48
didn't-
shawarma carts that they were so obsessed and
I
held.
don't know why that
I
even
swear to God, I
matters.
feel like Disney thought that they invented shawarma. Like when they were talking about, like, only here at Avengers Campus can you try the exotic shawarma.
maybe that's their real e-ticket is the shawarma cart.
Tom's like, shit, now we got to go back.
Bob Chapek's
Yeah,
like,
I
the
gotta go
shawarma
back."
is entertainment.
The shawarma tells its own story by its
Its
landscape
own
of flavors.
immersive story.
Its own shawarma is its own immersive storytelling, and the cart vendor has his own story about how his grandfather passed this cart down to him, and it was his dying wish for him to take over the shawarma cart. But all you have to do is ask that cast member for its backstory, because everyone in Avengers Campus is a character.
Yep.
Rob Schneider is a carrot. And then I also wanted to ask you: was there ever anything like said on a ride or anything in like a map that talks about this being like canon or anything?
That's a
Because
good
this is the
question,
part that I'm
'cause
confused
it's a
about.
different timeline than the MCU. So that's a great question.
It is. So
Yeah.
the land's a different,
It's a different
timeline
timeline.
from the MCU.
Yeah, that's why you can see Sam Wilson Captain America with Steve Rogers Captain America.
That is such a bullshit cop out
And
answer.
that's why Iron Man's still alive. But that's a thing in the movies and now the TV shows.
So
is there are
when you mean
different
Iron
universes.
Man, is it Tony Stark?
Yeah, he's
It's
not
our
dead
Tony Stark,
before he dies.
just in
Yeah,
a
he
different
He just doesn't
timeline.
die. Yeah, he just doesn't die.
I fucking hate Marvel right now.
Oh, I love it.
And you haven't even seen Black Widow yet.
Oh yeah, which it was
Really?
Yeah, which we've said was meh.
Oh shit.
Well, we haven't said it, I guess, officially, but
Well,
we
you
can
know
get
what?
to that after you finish your Avengers campus here.
Did you see anything about that? So it takes place in a different timeline.
I didn't see anything about it, but they make it very clear when you're reading everything about Avengers Campus beforehand. They make it clear that this isn't a world where Thanos never snapped,
Yeah.
and Tony Stark is alive, and this, that, and the other. So to your guys' point, that's pretty disappointing because I prefer the Galaxy's Edge version that we get. And let me just come out and say, since I've been on Avengers Campus, and if anybody has the audacity or the balls to say Avengers Campus is better than Galaxy's Edge, you can go get fucked. Okay?
Oh, I love it. I'm probably going to love Avengers Campus. I don't know yet because I haven't been, but I'm probably also going to agree with that. So I don't know, but I would have to.
Oh, you might cut out.
You're going to, Evan, I promise.
Am I back? Yeah.
You're back.
Okay. But I love Galaxy's Edge being a specific point on a canon timeline.
Me too.
But I also love the fact that Marvel has the flexibility to do what they've done. Because Iron Man's my favorite character, and if he wasn't there because he's dead in the movies, I would be like, why am I going? That'd be like, because Kylo's now dead in the films, I can't see Kylo. He's my favorite character. So I'm glad I can see
But don't
Iron
you
Man.
think it would agree if it was like, let's say Galaxy's Edge was the same planet, same ride, same everything, but it wasn't canon, and they were like, oh, well, Luke Skywalker's here with Boba Fett and the
I would
Mandalorian,
not
and
like
you
it.
can see Anakin.
I would not like
see.
that
That's
at
what I
all.
don't like about the Avengers Campus.
That's true.
And it's such just a story cop out that they can be like, no, it's a different timeline. Because
Right.
now any story like plot line,
Yeah.
they can just go different universe, different
Exactly,
timeline.
yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
It's just
But it's been
cheap.
around
It's just
for
cheap,
60
lazy
years.
writing.
Yeah.
Well,
That's true.
yeah, but like it's just cheap,
Yeah.
lazy writing.
That's
Like
true.
it's just cheap.
And,
it's lazy.
yeah,
it's
just 'cause
boring.
Cheap and lazy has been around for 60 years.
Doesn't make it good.
Okay,
Yeah, it's just
But
boring to me.
There's precedent for it in Marvel. So.
Oh, for sure. I'm not
But
doubting
it
that.
is
I'm
still
not
cheap and lazy.
I just
You
find
are
it.
right.
I just find it lazy. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't be stoked for
No, you're right.
Galaxy's Edge if it was like that.
Yeah, I agree.
But all right, let's move on to some Black Widow spoiler free because I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to see it this week. I'm going to see it.
I will say there's not much to spoil, but we will stay spoiler free.
Okay. What did you guys think?
Well, a very, very, very underperforming movie. I mean, again, with this movie, I went into it not really excited to begin with, and I had expectations of, okay, I want an MCU movie to entertain me, and it really didn't entertain me. I know they were going for the spy thriller feel, and it definitely felt different than like a standard MCU movie, which I guess I appreciated. But Black Widow just doesn't deliver. You know what's going to happen with her, so that part right from the get-go, like you know if somebody points a gun in her face, like Natasha's face, she's going to survive. Nothing's going to happen.
But see,
'Cause
not
this takes-
necessarily now with this other timeline bullshit. That's my
true.
problem.
I guess it could have went, and this is a branching
I guess you're
timeline
right.
film. It could have
Yeah.
happened. Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's why
But-
it's a bullshit thing. Like, you could have seen her get killed in that and been like, Black Widow in 12 minutes, and that could have been a short film.
Yeah.
And she could have gotten killed then, and then
Or
it's like, oh,
she
just
died in the film
different
was about
timeline.
the other characters.
Nope, different
and-
timeline.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good point.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I'll kind of wrap it up and keep it short because I don't want to get too spoilerly with everything. But I will say, Taskmaster was a big disappointment for me.
same.
I was very, very much looking forward to this villain.
Yep.
Specifically, one of the more favorite of the or Marvel villains. Just based on what I've known from comics, and even I thought he was pretty cool in the Avengers video game, which was short-lived.
They hyped him up and did well with him in the Spider-Man video game.
Yeah,
People loved him in that, and that was my first introduction. I didn't buy or play the video game, but I watched some videos, and I was like, "Dang, this guy, he's a kind of a badass villain." I was excited because I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna be in Black Widow," and then we get him in Black Widow, and
Just classic
I think
MCU
the
bad
first-
villain.
The first scene with him, I really, really liked the first scene, and I was kind of hoping we get more of that throughout the film. But as the film went on, he was a big disappointment. And that was why I was kind of excited for the film, was just to see him. Because I'm more of a villains guy anyway, normally, with most films. But he was a disappointment. And I'll probably say, is it David Harbour, the guy from Stranger Things?
Mhm.
His character was pretty good. He was probably the standout.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's probably the standout.
Did it do for you guys? Like, I loved the potential of Ghost from
Yeah, it was a
Ant-Man
lot
and the
like
Wasp.
Ghost.
Was it a lot like
when
that?
It was
where
just,
it's
she
just
was
like,
a letdown.
ah,
That's a
damn.
great way to put it. Great way to put it.
damn, because I was so
Ghost
jazzed with
could have
that
been
villain.
so cool
that,
too. She
that-
could have been badass.
yeah, that villain's the shit. That's one of my favorite MCU villains that they just
It
dropped the
should've
ball
been.
with.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? I couldn't even tell you the name of the villain from Thor 2.
I couldn't either. It's one of the Frost Giants, I think, though. I think
Can
that's-
anyone name that villain?
Not really.
Loki's real father.
Yeah, it's with the Frost Giants because Loki brings them in. To
Oh
take over.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I've only seen the movie once, and I
Me
almost
too.
walked out of it when I saw it.
Yeah, me too.
I need to go back and rewatch it. It can't be as bad as I remember.
And that's
it.
when one of the freaking Infinity Stones is introduced. A huge plot
Yes.
point for the next 20 movies.
Was it
and it's-
really?
Yeah, it's in that movie, and it's
Oh,
like no one
I
cares.
didn't even remember that. How about that?
Yeah, it's the Dark Aster, the one of the stones. I forget what it's called, but the Dark Aster stone.
All right. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you guys give it? Your own scores. Go, Evan.
You know what's sad too? Like Scarlett's a great actor, and Scarlett was just boring.
She's
in that.
okay.
She was boring in that. She's great in Marriage Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she has that potential.
I never thought she was great in the MCU.
Yeah, she
Black
was
Widow's always been
better-
boring to
she
me.
was better in all the other MCU until Black Widow the movie. And
Yeah.
she was even kind of meh in this film.
The only time I cared about her was when she was falling off the cliff.
That's really fair, honestly.
I mean, that's just
Yeah.
she's never been a
Yeah.
character that I
But-
like on any level.
She was disappointing even, but I mean, I'd give it. I'm probably not gonna ever watch it again willingly. It'll be like Taylor's gonna be like, "Hey, let's watch it," and be like, "All right, I'm drunk already. Sure." Like that's what it's gonna be. 'Cause she loves Black Widow. She loves Scarlet. She loved the film actually. So I'm sure I'll watch it again. But if it's just
Poor
me
bastard.
sitting at home, there's hundreds of movies I'll pick before it. So I give it like a five or six.
5 or 6. See, 6. See,
It's
5.
not bad. It's not unwatchable by any stretch. It's just like
Is it at least entertaining?
not really. The first half
Damn it.
maybe, but not really.
It's upsetting. Tom, what would you give it?
Oh, considering I'm wrapping up my letter to the Disney Corporation asking for my $30 back on Disney
Oh
Plus.
dang! Oh, you paid 30 on Disney Plus?
I did. I
Oh,
downloaded
see.
it to watch it on my flight out to Chicago, man.
That
I did-
makes
I did-
sense.
See, we were smart and we went the quote cheaper route and spent $20 to see it in the theater. So, yeah, I don't blame you though. It's not.
I
worth
think I
30.
have to go see it. I've seen every other MCU movie in a theater. I
That
think
was-
I think I have to go see
Yeah,
this one in
that's
a theater.
half my justification. And it was the first film I saw in theaters since Onward in February of 2020.
Oh, when we
Damn.
went? That's the first
Yeah.
time you've been in a
That
theater?
was the last time I was in a theater.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right. I've heard good things.
That movie was
Yeah,
good.
you liked it.
Yeah,
You
it was
liked
fun.
it, yeah.
I don't want that to be my last movie going.
Before
Well, I saw.
Cruella, which was the last one I saw in theaters.
I still haven't seen
Uh,
Cruella. I'm waiting that for free.
I've heard
so.
amazing things about that movie. I don't
should.
understand.
No, it was good.
Whoa! Everyone
What?
loves it. Everybody loves it.
I swear to God. I swear to God, Emma Stone was fucking awesome.
She's
Dang.
my favorite actress. She's like my hall pass. I love Emma Stone.
Man, okay. Well,
Love
it's
Emma
coming
Stone.
out for free in August, so
But-
in a month I'll be watching it.
See, I'm going to sign in under Holly's sister who bought it for the kids, and I'm going to watch
Nice.
it this week.
Nice.
Do it. Do
Okay.
it.
All right. It looks like really strange. It looks like if
Yeah.
a Village People music video came to life.
And somehow it tried to
And
imitate
somehow,
the Joker.
yeah, it just looks so. Anytime any character like writes their feelings on their face, like Jared Leto's Joker, like damaged, like we get it.
It's pretty
Jesus Christ!
obvious. I thought it was raining.
Sorry, Tom.
I think you're going to like the soundtrack of the movie, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. But just giving my out of 10 back to Black Widow, 4.
4.
Staunch
Okay.
4.
I'd say I can see that too.
4.
Mine was being nice, 5 or 6. but I
Don't
can
be
also
nice.
see
Give your
4.
honest feelings.
I think 5 is probably honest
5?
for me,
Okay,
but I
okay.
see that. Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's move on to some actual Star Wars talk. 25 minutes into the show.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Nothing but Star Wars, except for when it's not.
First thing we got to talk about here. You have the notes pulled up?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Is the Bad Batch review up to date? We've talked about
Sheesh.
it a few times on the show. Are you caught
Yeah.
up?
Oh, I'm caught up.
Okay.
I don't because there's nothing to be caught up on.
Everyone.
It's
We've
5
talked
clones
about
and a
it.
kid. Oh boy. Nothing's happening.
5 clones and a baby.
Yep.
You didn't like the what was one episode? The Cat
Oh,
Bane
the last.
stuff.
Have you seen the newest one? Right.
Yeah. One with
Tom,
Chopper.
have you also? Yeah.
Yes.
The episode of Rebels. Is what
Yeah.
it was. It's not Bad Batch.
It was
That
not
was
Bad
Rebels.
Batch. They were in it for like all of 6
It was
seconds.
weird because it was like the other episodes we've seen of Bad Batch so far, but from the other people's point of view. Like all the other episodes have been Bad Batch, go on this mission, save this person, get paid. This was the people getting saved point of view. The Bad Batch came, saved them, and left. But we saw the rest of the story. So that was kind of cool, I guess. And seeing Rebels characters, but still like, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm kind of like okay with it too. Like,
Yeah.
I liked it. It was cool seeing. I love Chopper. It was
we
cool
still
seeing
have 5
Chopper.
more episodes.
I know.
What is going to happen?
I think it's cool though to see the galaxy like trying to push back against the Empire,
Yeah.
which is going to lead to the building of the rebellion and that kind of stuff. So I like it. Like, it doesn't need its own episode, but
No.
I like the idea of seeing planets like push back against the Empire a little bit.
Yeah.
But isn't that what Rebels was for?
Right.
So, Tom, what did you think?
I enjoyed the different point of view. Again, Chopper being back really didn't make the episode for me, as cliche as it sounds. He was just fun, especially when I consider every 2 words he says is like "fuck, shit, ass, bitch."
Right. Yeah, he's just,
Something.
Hey, hang on one second. Is there a click sound that I'm hearing?
I heard that too. Yeah. It's gone now, but it was like.
Yeah, I didn't make that up. Okay,
No.
go ahead. Sorry, dude. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I enjoyed the episode. I was entertained, but it's like now I'm like, what the hell's going on with the Bad Batch? Like, where are we going next? Was this an episode that happened before the previous episode?
That's a good question.
Or is this in this timeline? Because they said they were on, like they came from Sid, but I thought they were done with Sid.
Well, okay, not counting this one that we just had like this week. The week before was when Omega was like running that like scheme in the bar with Sid, like playing to Jarek to win money, and then the Bad Batch come back from the mission, and then Hunter's like, okay, if you beat me in this game of Dejarik, you can always come on missions, and we don't sideline you anymore. And then that's when that episode ended. So they were still hanging out with Sid in the cantina, in the bar. And
But
then
they're
we
just no
had-
longer working for Sid.
Yeah, it was kind of like, are they done working with her? Are they just living there now? Who knows? So then this week was another job for Sid. So that's a good question. I don't know when it takes place.
So it was a job for Sid?
Yeah.
They said that those weapons
Yeah.
came from Sid?
Yep.
So this has to be
the
before that
Syndulas
then.
were in league with Sid, and
Okay.
Sid was sending them.
I
some
watched it
weapons.
in the background. I didn't get a chance to watch. Like I watched it, but I was also like,
That's a great question, though. Yeah, It doesn't.
It was later in the
explicitly,
evening, and I was just
say
kinda chilling.
when things are going on.
I tend to grab my phone a lot during Bad Batch.
Me too.
Um,
Let me
there
ask
is. There, go ahead.
what happened to? Oh, go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
Let me ask you this: since we got Harrison Dula, a younger Harrison Dula from Rebels in this
Yeah.
episode, you think we're going to get her in live action?
Oh yeah. What if she's in
yeah,
Cassian?
I think so.
Cassian's perfect.
Yeah, to me this led right into Cassian.
Yeah.
Like
She needs
setting
to be
up
in
that
Cassian.
she wants to.
What if we
be a
get
part of it.
Cassian in an episode of Bad Batch?
That'd be interesting.
We've already seen Separatists interact with Bad Batch, and Cassian's family were Separatists.
Yeah.
So
It's very
that would
possible.
be awesome. See, that kind of stuff would bring
Like,
me into the show. But like,
Do
right
we
now,
know
I'm just
what
like,
who this First Order? Oh, it was his parents were
Rampart.
separatists, not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it would be cool if that was like his dad. If it was
Ooh,
like.
if Rampart was his dad,
Yeah.
but no, Rampart's already
Doesn't make
in
sense.
league with the Empire,
But
and his mom and dad were Separatists.
so.
But that,
yeah,
I'd love
I
to
think
see
so.
her live action, and I think Cassian makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Or possibly if she, well, as far as we know, she survived all the way through the sequels, even. So maybe even in Rogue Squadron. That's the movie, right?
yeah, but we don't know when that's going to take place, though.
True.
We don't
But
know.
she
Yeah,
could be in
but-
that. She'd be perfect for that, even though she wasn't a part of Rogue Squadron.
Well, they're going to just use the name recognition for the
Yeah.
movie, which
What
is
about
fine by
Andor?
me.
Yeah, Andor.
Yeah,
was
Andor's what
we
we're
were
saying. Andor would
Yeah.
work.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah.
I said Cassian, I think, but Andor's the name of the show. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, okay, makes
yeah.
sense now. Yeah.
One of my questions is, with this last episode of Bad Batch, it did another one of those like minor book retcon things where Orn Free Taa, spoilers for Bad Batch, the latest episode, gets shot in the head and presumably dies. But he is still alive in a canon novel that takes place 5 years after this episode. So,
Dude, it's Star Wars. The Emperor came back. How? He did.
yeah, I guess. But this is some fat, annoying French Twi'lek that got shot in the head. I don't know if he's supposed to be dead
Maybe he
or if
faked
he
it.
somehow lives. I don't know. But
I don't know. I didn't. What book was that?
I think it's Secrets of the Sith. He's alive in that one. So
The book that's not out yet?
it's either out or coming out soon. But he's in it.
Why is he in the Secrets of the Sith book?
No idea.
He's in that?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's
that doesn't
really
make any
weird.
sense.
Yeah.
It seems like the book would be off.
Maybe that's what it is. But either way, something is contradicting itself yet again with
That's
Bad
so
Batch,
annoying.
where we had the Order 66 contradiction at the beginning, and then the like Rancors had a minor contradiction, I think, too. And now we're on
Yeah, I'm
Orn
still
Free
pissed
Taa.
that wasn't the same rank.
Right? Just make it the same. Who cares?
It's
It's not that hard.
It's a mythical creature. You can make it live however you want it to be.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
it can-
because one was named, maybe they changed the name of it over
Yeah,
time.
maybe Jabba
because
changed his
The
name.
name of the one in Return of the Jedi is Patissa, and the name of the one in Bad Batch is Muchi. So, who knows?
I don't know why he knows that.
Neither do I.
All right, let's move on to some other stuff. Bad Batch for me is just filler. Like
We got 5 more weeks of this.
I
don't
know.
Ugh.
It's a
The
long
highlights
time.
have been references to other stuff. Rebels with
Yeah.
the Syndulas and Order 66 at the beginning with Kane and Jarrus.
Yeah.
Caleb Doom. Like,
Shield of Doom.
the 2 best parts.
The other Cad Bane coming back was cool, but that's a Rebels.
True.
That's Rebels.
But at least,
And then he just disappeared. Like he's not a threat now.
yeah.
They set up the whole
other-
stuff with
there's-
Crosshair.
Yeah,
and
there's
that
8
just
other
didn't pay
threats
off.
that they set up but haven't paid off.
So we'll see. I don't know. I think it
Fennec
could
Shand
wrap
was
up.
cool.
Fennec Shand was cool. I feel like it could wrap up pretty well.
Hope so.
Mando did. So
Oh yeah.
speaking
Mando was
of
better though across the board.
speaking of, well, we'll get to that later. That would have been a good segue, but I forgot where it is in my notes. Moving on to the next topic here. Hasbro reveals some Black Series stuff. Did you guys see the announcements?
I did.
I did.
You did? Okay. For people who may not have seen it, the Black Series announcement of a Dave Filoni Trapper Wolf figure, a Black Series Cantina set, which is they're just doing a Black Series version of a set that already exists. It was Power of
Yeah.
the Force 2 action figures. They're remaking it in the Black Series, which means it'll be better face sculpts. It'll be
Yep.
they actually use photoreal tech now to get everything looking as accurate as possible. And with the Black Series, it'll just be the toppest quality that Hasbro has for Star Wars stuff.
Right.
Along with the Vintage Collection Emperor's Throne Room.
From
Okay,
Return
guys.
of the Jedi.
From Return of the Jedi,
that
yes.
Emperor's Throne Room.
Yeah, that Emperor's Throne Room. So, of these 3 announcements, which ones are you guys most excited about? Evan, I know which one you're most excited about.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trapper Wolf.
Yeah, you're
Of
right.
course.
It is. That's the only one that I'm like considering buying. So yeah.
Tom, what is your thing you're most excited about?
The Black Series Cantina set by far.
Nice. Well, we have one of each because I'm most excited for the TVC Throne Room.
Now, if it was Oga's Cantina,
I'm
I'd
buying
be
all of
about
these,
it.
by the way.
But of course. But if it was
Oh,
Oga's,
yeah,
I'd be all about it. But because it's Chalmers, I'm like,
I
whatever.
actually might not do the Cantina set. I don't really. The only reason I might do it is because the rumored HasLab project is going to build off of this, and they're saying it's going to be the Cantina, the Mos Eisley. What's the name of the cantina? Why can't I think of the name? Mos Eisley
it's-
Cantina.
Yeah, it's owned by Chalmers, so it's Chalmers
Chalmers,
Cantina.
that's
but
right,
Whatever. Same name. Same thing.
That HasLab project is going to be an expansion of this set.
That'd be
So-
cool. So
'cause
you
this
buy
one's
one
a-
and then build on top of it.
Yeah, so these are Hasbro Pulse exclusive or PulseCon. I think is what the name of it is. I think it's virtual again this year. But once we know the details, we'll keep you guys updated because this is a big deal, especially if this goes with the HasLab project, which I'm going to be pre-ordering no matter what it is, even if I don't like it. Because I don't know if you guys have seen the amount of money that the last HasLab projects are worth. Have you seen them?
Was that the last one I did? Was Razor Crest? Right?
Razor Crest,
Yeah.
yes. Have you seen how much it was and
No.
I believe it retailed for $250,
Yeah.
and it came with like a bunch of exclusive figures.
Yeah.
And I think it's going for like $1,200 now.
Holy cow! It's only
15.
not even a year.
What'd you say, Tom?
1,500 last I checked.
Whoa,
1,500, yeah.
Jeez.
And then Jabba's sail barge, which was
I
$500.
get that one.
The individual action figures that came packaged with it,
Yeah.
they were selling at the last Star Wars Toy Fair I went to for $750 for the figures themselves.
Individually.
Individually.
Each one.
And then the
Holy
barge
cow.
itself sold for $1,500.
Jeez.
So these things are like an asset. I mean,
yeah.
like if you can
liquidate
if you
some
can,
assets with those.
yeah,
like,
dude. If you can get your hands on a few of these, even if you don't like them, just to sell, which I'm not a huge fan of people like selling for that point. But I mean, it's not like it's
if
I
they're
don't
buying
know.
like 10 of them
Yeah,
and they're
that's
just
the
doing
problem.
it to sell, but
If
if
you're
you buy
buying
one
one-
just because you're like, maybe I like it, maybe
Yeah.
I'll sell it, I'm okay with that.
Oh, it's all
But
about
don't
intent,
buy like
right?
10 of them.
Yeah, it's all about intent. Which I think you can buy up to 10 each.
Yeah, but I'm like, come on.
So I'll be pre-ordering these, and if you guys are interested in any of them, let me know because I can pre-order them for you, and that way it's not 2 people trying and 1 person, forgetting or something like that. So if you guys are interested, let me know, and I'll keep you guys on the podcast updated as we get more information about these because the Emperor Throne Room looks really cool.
Yeah.
The box just looks sick. Like it has like an action figure scene
That's
of
the
Luke
coolest
and
thing
Vader.
with Black Series is the boxes.
I'm sorry,
honestly.
TVC.
Yeah. Well, still, the TVC boxes are cool.
Yeah.
Recent Star Wars, well, I could say, I guess, Star Wars merch all time is the boxes are always cool.
Yeah.
Always cool.
Mm-hmm. Even like the simplistic red and black ones of the Black Series line, like the original ones,
yeah.
they
The
feel
blue ones
right.
are nice, too.
Yeah, the blue
I
ones are
like
nice
the blue
too.
ones.
I really like the new packaging. Have you seen the new Cal Kestis I got over there?
Not in person yet.
I'll have to show it to
Yeah.
you before we leave.
We can't physically turn around.
I know
or
we
stand
can't.
up right now.
Tom, we
'cause
literally
we're
can't turn our heads.
We're like Siamese twins here, conjoined at the cheek. Which cheek? You make up your mind on that.
All right, guys, let's move on to the next topic here. Some Book of Boba Fett news. Robert Rodriguez, Dave Filoni, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Jon Favreau all confirmed to be directing episodes. I'm going to bet money that Robert Rodriguez kicks this thing off.
That would make sense.
Because
he
he
kicked
did
off
the
the
one
Boba
that
Fett episode.
that kicked off Boba Fett. So I
Yeah.
think they're going to let him have that. The only one on here that's concerning to me is, of course, Bryce Dallas Howard, because her episode in season 1 was terrible.
But she had a good one in season 2.
Which one was hers again in season 2?
I honestly forget. I knew you were about to ask me that, and I was going to forget.
Bo-Katan. The one with Bo-Katan for the first
The first
appearance.
introduction.
Okay, yeah, that's a
Frog
good
Lady,
episode.
The second
That's a
Frog
good
Lady
episode.
episode. Yeah.
The one where they're on the Mandalorians show up.
On
Yeah, that's a good
on
episode.
Trask.
Yeah,
Planet
decent one.
Trask. Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Yeah, I'll give her another shot. If she
Right.
if
She's
she does
1
another
out
good
of 2.
episode, I will. I'll shut up about the first one being so horribly unwatchable.
Yeah.
I still stand by my opinion on it, but I'll shut up about it. What do you guys think? You think it's a good lineup, good call?
Yeah, of course.
I just don't
of
want it to be
course.
too close to the Mandalorian.
I was about to say, of course, it's a good call because it's the same as we already have. But like you said, that could be the fear of it. Is it's just identical to Mando. So, but
Yeah, don't give me identical Mando. I mean, same directors I'm stoked about, especially Favreau, Filoni. Robert Rodriguez absolutely needs to kick it off, and I'm willing to give Bryce Dallas Howard another shot
Right.
just with you guys. So let's roll. Just make it something different, please.
This is December, right? This comes out in December.
yeah, it replaced
December, yeah.
Mando season 2 slot, which was going to be December, but or
What'd you
season
say?
3 slot. Sorry.
What'd you say, Tom?
I was just saying yes. It's coming December, end of this year.
Sweet.
Right.
That's not that far, you guys.
You know what they're going to do? I would bet money on it that they're going to give Bryce Dallas Howard like a Fennec Shand episode. They're going to like make her do the female-centric woman episode.
I hope not.
They're going to.
Just because she's a woman doesn't mean she can direct women better. It's just such
I
a
know,
stupid
but that's what
idea.
they're going to do because that's how things work right now.
It's so
And
stupid.
I'm not saying that is what they should do, but that's what they're going to do.
What they should do, what they should do is they should go draw straws, pick an episode, and pick the episode you want to direct.
Yeah, for sure. And Robert Rodriguez, excuse me, gets first pick because he kicked off Boba
Yeah.
Fett in the Mando.
He made Boba Fett cool.
Yeah, he really did.
I never really was a big Boba Fett guy.
Nope. I'm still not in love with him, but now I understand the cool factor. I get it.
Yeah, I did pre-order the the 47th Black Series Boba Fett helmet that they released. The re-armored one.
Yeah.
It looks pretty sick.
Oh, yeah, from Mando, right?
Yeah. It looks
That's
pretty
the
sick.
best looking one.
Yeah,
That is the best looking Boba Fett one.
I had to pre-order it today. I saw it and
Yeah.
it popped back up. You like what I did with the helmets over there?
That is cool.
It looks dope,
It's
right?
perfect for that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it.
Looks awesome, man. Yeah.
Hey, I can
Damn.
show you if you want.
That's
I'll
funny.
wait for it in person, and I'll
Hey, it
speculate.
might change by then. You never know.
Ooh, that might. Yeah.
This place is like Doc Ondars.
It is. It changes a lot.
Brad Ondars.
Let the Force guide.
Can you see that?
It's all fuzzy and
Oh.
blurry.
Why is it fuzzy?
Is it like the humidity?
Oh, it might be.
I don't know.
Doesn't
I can
look
see
like
it now.
Yeah,
Oh, there's my face. You didn't want to see that.
that's also fuzzy.
It's hard to tell.
Blurry.
So I don't know what that's
I
about.
can see him,
Huh.
but it's blurred.
Is it blurry on the front? Yeah. Why is it blurry? I bet you it's that stupid effect thing that you can have on here.
Oh, you've got blur on. Yeah.
Yeah, I
What?
bet you it's
Why is
that.
that a thing?
No, turn blur off, you dork.
There it is.
Why
There's
is that
my
a thing?
face.
Huh.
There you go.
Nice.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
Now we're.
Looks cool.
You know, I was at Mouse Gear the other day, and they had like 15 of those Mando helmets in stock.
Really?
Yeah, for like $120.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap!
Yep. I got mine for
Thankfully, we did not get it for
$84.
that. Yeah,
Yours is still on the way,
It'll be
allegedly.
here. Yeah, it'll
I
be
don't
here.
know what's happening.
If not, it
Um,
won't be the first thing I've been screwed out of online purchases, so that's fine.
What was the other one? The Dark Ray?
One was a Dark Ray Black Series figure, and one was a Kylo Ren Tiki mug. So that's
Oh, I
fun.
forgot about that.
That's fun, but
Forgot
that's all
about
right. It's
that.
only like $60. I'm out. You know, no big deal.
Well, that's why you can't go to KyloRenTikiMug.com.
Oh, that's why you should go to KyloRenTikiMug.com. They send you a lot of pictures for free. You know.
I bet they do.
Yep.
None of which you want on your computer.
Oh no, I do.
All right, let's move on to the next. Oh, you know what? That's it. There was another thing I wanted to bring up a second ago. What were we talking about?
The Mandalorian scored big at the Emmys.
That's
with
right.
Some nominations.
There was something else I had too.
The gallery.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
Shoot,
That's
yeah,
what it
how
was.
can we forget about that?
That's what it was. Tom, talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. We all know how the end of season 2 of The Mandalorian ended with that, I won't even call it a cameo, but that cameo, that shocking Luke Skywalker murking the fuck out of some Dark Troopers with that beautiful green lightsaber that I came home with from not Oga's, oh my God,
Whoa,
from
wait,
Doc's
wait.
at Disneyland.
Wait, it was Luke Skywalker? I thought it was Plo Koon.
I was told it was Luke.
Did
Oh,
you
okay.
get the reference?
Yes.
That's what the actors were told on set that
Makes
it
no
was.
sense.
It was Plo
Sorry, I
Koon.
didn't mean to sidetrack you, but okay.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I mean, sidetrack, yes. But I actually learned that listening to your guys' podcast coming home from Disney World. But moving along, so at the end of season 2, we all got to see how the best, or what we're going to see with the behind-the-scenes gallery focus on the Mandalorian season finale in season 2, is how they kept quite possibly the world's best kept secret. Because I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't expecting that.
No. We even talked about who we thought it was going to be. And I think Luke was like our 10th person we mentioned or something. We're like, yeah, I guess. I mean, it makes sense, but they won't do it.
Yeah, we literally had that
Yeah.
conversation. They're not going to do that.
But we're like, it makes sense and it'd be cool, but nah. But then it happened. He wasn't even in our top 10, I don't think, what we said.
No,
I think he was like like we know it could be this,
And
but
it
it's
should
not.
be probably,
it's not
but
gonna.
Yeah, we said like Cal and we said Ezra. We said like those kind of names.
Yeah.
But
My
yeah,
man crush Monday, Cal Kestis. I assume
that would have been sick.
He'd show up before Luke, but
Yeah.
we got Luke. So Disney Plus, I believe. Oh, did we get a release date for this? I believe end of August.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good idea because I think they need to circle back on the making of Rise of Skywalker as well.
Yeah.
Because I get that they didn't even want this on film when it was coming out because it would have been such a big spoiler. So they didn't even address it. Like if you go back and watch the gallery
Season
that
2
touches this, they don't address it at all. It's like, it's just a normal episode of The Mandalorian. Look how cool this is. So I think it was actually really smart to do it. Plus it gives them extra content, right?
When the gallery of season 2 was just one episode.
Yeah, like an hour and a half long.
Yeah, it
or
wasn't
something,
8
right?
like season 1.
Yeah, it shouldn't say episode. I meant like when they touched on it in the show.
But that was part of the reason why they didn't do 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to spend one episode talking about Luke.
Yeah, and now
So,
we get this opportunity to do it. And I think if Disney was smart, they would circle back on the Rise of Skywalker and do that. And I think they should circle back on the visual dictionary as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's just a shit show. Dude, did you know that in the visual dictionary, Tom, there's not a single photo of the Emperor?
His name is
No?
never mentioned. They don't say Emperor, Palpatine, Sheev. They don't say anything.
It's like he
doesn't
wasn't in
exist.
the movie.
Yeah.
It's like they wrote him in last minute. Crickets, hang on.
I was just gonna say that. So
Yeah.
what's the point?
So it's weird. But I am really, really looking forward to this.
Yeah, that's gonna
this
be sick.
gallery is going to be really good.
Yeah.
This
That's gonna
might have to be a watch party.
That's going to be the best Star Wars thing on Disney Plus since Mando Season 2.
Oh, hang on a second. Droids is on there.
Yeah. Droids is probably better than Bad Batch, but
It's not. Have
It's
you
not,
tried?
no.
Have you tried to watch it?
Yeah.
yes, I'm kidding.
Holy shit, it's bad.
And I mean, yeah, it's
It's-
not
I-
better
I-
than Bad Batch. Yeah.
I couldn't get through the first episode, man.
No?
Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's really like it's bad when kids don't give a shit. Like, and it's animated.
And
It's
that's
just
who it was
colorful.
directed at when it came out way back then even.
Dude, you know how
Yeah.
rare those droids action figures are?
Man.
Holy shit. You want to see some Star Wars expensive ass Star Wars figures? We're talking
Yeah.
like $15, $16, $2,000 an action figure. Those
Yeah.
things on the cards, man. It's
Yeah.
I've never even seen one in
I
person.
know somebody who'd buy them though.
I wouldn't.
No?
No, I'd,
you would.
No, I wouldn't.
What?
I'd rather put money into those.
True.
So something I like. I don't give a shit about those
That's
characters.
true. You don't like
I don't
those.
give a fuck about those characters.
Right.
I couldn't name them.
Right.
Like, I don't care. Like, it's cool that they're rare, but like,
Yeah.
I'd rather. I mean, why would I spend that much money on something? I
Now,
don't
if it
give
was
two shits
droids
about?
all about R5D4.
If he was in the show, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, actually, I've already told Holly if I ever see an on-card R5D4 from the actual original Star Wars
Ooh,
line, I'm
my
buying it. I don't give a
goodness.
shit how much money it is.
Yeah.
Did I just get a credit card this week? Yes, I did.
For that reason specifically?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, Tom, are you stoked about this whole Mando season 2 thing?
Absolutely, especially if it gives us more Mando, even if it's behind the scenes. And I want to know how the hell they did keep all this shit under wraps.
Yeah.
Dude, the amount of like threatening with a baseball bat with people on set must have been insane.
Or it's probably just Esposito with a darksaber saying he will crack this over your head. Do not say anything. He's already broken 6 today. Okay, he will.
He broke 6 in that 1 30-second fight scene.
Yep.
Evan was so bitter about that.
I was before that. After the episode, I was like, I'm happy with what they did. I was like, they finally gave him something. I'm very happy. But before that finale, Gideon was just a waste. But I'm glad we got more of him. And he's not dead, so who knows? He could come back.
I think this is kind of a little bit of a side tangent here, but I think Filoni is like the king of the slow burn.
Yeah.
Like he
Sometimes
is good at
to his
just
detriment,
slowing it down,
but,
and yeah, it's not always a good thing.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you guys.
Yes,
How
Lay it on us.
much Cara Dune is going to be in this?
Oh, none.
0.
None.
You're not going to see her again.
No,
Which is
he
a
means
goddamn
in
shit.
the gallery.
Yeah, no, I just meant in general. You're not going to see Cara Dune.
They're not going to talk about her in the
No.
gallery at all. Nothing.
That actually might be what they were trying to edit her out of it.
That's why it took so long.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
We've talked about this ad nauseum, but
And you got a figure. You got a Cara Dune figure the other day.
I
didn't you?
do. It's
I see it right now behind me. Yeah. Oh, no?
that one. Where is it? Where is she?
I see the armor. I see Grogu.
You lost her already.
Disney
Oh,
came
up there.
and stole it from his apartment.
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah, yeah.
re-canceled Cara. That's the retro collection one that came
Yeah.
out.
Well, I like that Darth Maul.
Disney
That's
has
sick.
a list. Disney keeps a list of everybody who bought this figure, and they're going to
Yes, they
go door to
do.
They
door.
go to the door and hunt you down.
It's just like George
We-
Lucas
we
with the
see you
holiday
bought-
special.
We see you bought 3 of them. Can you hand those over? You just do it like Men in Black, and they neuralize you at the end, so you don't
Yes.
remember that you even had a Cara Dune
People
figure.
forget-
Do you think they would go as far as to re-edit Mandalorian without her in it?
God, no. Come on. That would be extreme.
I mean, if she did something bad enough for it, yeah, they would.
If she
But,
was
like,
Bill Cosby, do you think
Which
she
he
would
didn't
do it?
by the way. No, he did do it, but I can't believe he got away with that.
Well, it was just a
Jeez.
technicality.
Yeah, that's insane.
Technicality.
But-
yeah.
It's a technicality,
He's
and
guilty.
it's the
Yeah, he's
le-
insanely guilty.
Oh, dude,
It's, I hate
insanely
it.
guilty. But
Yeah,
like,
obvious.
the problem is like when you make these deals, this is the kind of crap
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
You get these weaselly attorneys involved with
Yeah.
the actual legal system, and they can go, well, we don't have to prosecute them as
Yeah.
in a civil or in a criminal case. It can be a civil case, and that's
Jeez.
what they did. And so when he went to court, it was for a criminal case, and they were able to overthrow it because he was never supposed to go to that case at all, because he agreed to testify in a civil case.
Ugh. Technicalities. They're fun.
That's bullshit. Dude,
Yeah.
my entire life has been law technicalities with
Ugh.
my. Never mind. I was gonna say I was almost said her
What?
name, and it was gonna be like, whoa,
Ew.
oh, don't say that on
And
the
now we have
podcast.
to edit Brad out of his own podcast. No. But I mean, if she was that bad, Bill Cosby bad, yeah. But like, they're not gonna take her out of season 1 and 2. I mean,
don't
she
think
wasn't
so?
in it enough. Like, nah.
Speaking of something I can't get, you said can't get enough of. High Republic.
Oh my goodness.
Have you read the new book yet?
No, I'm now reading Into the Dark. So
You're into the dark.
Yeah,
What do
Rising
you?
Storm is a new one, right?
Yes,
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I'm
That's
7
Gavin Scott?
chapters in.
Yeah.
I will say this: I am going exclusively audiobook going forward with High Republic.
Nice.
I don't know if you heard last episode. If I like the book enough, I'll buy it just to have a physical copy of it.
Yeah.
The audiobook quality, these are, I've always said I love the audiobooks for Star Wars. These are
Yeah.
by far the best.
Nice.
Dude, Marcion Rowe's voice is fucking
I've never heard it, so I want to
terrifying.
hear it.
It's scary. It scares
yeah, after the
shit
show, you
out of
just
me.
play like a minute.
I'll do it right
clip.
here.
You can, right? Okay. Yeah. I can like hear his voice. What
What do you
would
think
be.
it is?
I can just hear like a gravelly,
See, that's what I thought too.
dark, scary sounding, like intimidating voice.
That's what I thought. It ain't that.
no, but it's still equally terrifying. and
It's
scary.
creepy, dude. Like it's
Okay.
fucking creepy.
I can see it.
Let me get to a chapter here where I know he's
Now,
at.
have you read any of this, Tom? Any of the High Republic?
I haven't yet. However,
Oh,
I just downloaded Light of the Jedi on.
Oh, that book is so good.
Because I took Brad's advice with Audible. I
Yeah, yeah.
signed a subscription up, especially with my upcoming road trip from Phoenix to Florida.
smart.
Gonna need some stuff to listen to.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh, man.
I can't do it while you're on the phone.
Dang. After I have to hear his voice though.
It's creepy.
Ugh. Now, I didn't do the audiobook, but kind of like Brad did with like he listens to it and then if he loves it, he just buys the book just to have it. I borrowed his
Yeah.
copy of Light of the Jedi and read it And then immediately the day I got done with it, I returned it to him. But then I was like, I have to buy this book just to have it.
You got it, right?
Yeah, I have that book at home. Yeah, that's the best written Star Wars book I've ever read.
Now, I will say this book, I don't know where it's going. Like with the High Republic, the first 2 books, you kind of set it up within like the first 4 chapters or so of like what's gonna. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I like that. I like going like, okay, I feel like I'm trying to figure out what's happening with this book, which is not bad. Don't get me wrong.
No, and that's awesome because it's a change of pace.
Yeah,
they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
The first wave of High Republic is here's what's going on.
There's a lot of characters in this book so far.
Yeah,
and it's hard to kind of keep everything straight a little bit. I'm also listening to this like the other day when I was on my bike ride, so I'm not fully focused. And I'm going to have to go back and listen to a chapter or two just to kind of remember what was going on. I've been keeping notes. Like when I sit down and just listen to it, I just kind of listen to it and I keep notes and stuff.
That's what I do.
And I'm 7 chapters in and I'm really, really enjoying the book so far. I just don't know where it's going.
That's cool.
Which is cool. And
Is
I'm telling you,
Marchion
man.
a bigger factor in this book than he was in the first one? Like he was the villain.
He was
of
the
the
villain.
First one, but
Yeah,
he wasn't
he's like-
present for a lot of it.
I don't know what he's up to, but something's going on.
Man, I love him. He's cool. He's so cool.
His voice, dude, it
Yeah,
freaks me
yeah.
out. And
Now-
this guy, the I forget the guy. What's the guy's name that narrates these books? He's like the main guy.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan. And then he got stabbed in the face. Boy, oh boy, did he
37
get stabbed in the
times.
face. Let me see if I can find the name of the guy. Because Mark Thompson, I think is his name. Does that sound right?
I've heard that name, but
Mark
I don't know.
Thompson? I
I've
think it's
never
Mark
listened to an
Thompson.
audiobook
Yes,
in
Mark
my
Thompson.
life, so. Okay.
That guy is a bona fide voice actor.
Yeah.
I mean, the voices that he does in this book, he does it.
He's doing all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
of them they do as like audio dramas, where it's basically a film.
No,
script
this is
read by
one guy
different
reading
people.
it and just getting
Whoa.
it, and he gets so into it. He's
Whoa.
so good.
They should have James Arnold Taylor do one. That'd be cool.
They would have to do it as an Obi-Wan book.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I would
I
love
mean,
the
he does
General
Plo Koon,
Kenobi.
so we could have done a Plo Koon
Yeah,
voice.
that's true.
Yeah.
But this
or
one's
they should have Corey Burton. He does Count
Corey
Dooku.
Burton, yeah.
He should do a book. Yeah.
Tom, is High Republic something you're like? I know you said you've downloaded a bunch, but are you just going like, yeah, I need to read this, or are you like actually excited about reading the books?
Both. I need to read this because I need to know, and I'm very excited to dive very deep into Star Wars novels.
Good. I
Yeah.
got a list for you. I sent you my Audible stuff, so if you ever want to go back and listen to those old ones, it's
Yeah.
those books, man. There's some good stuff in there.
I think I've only I went down the list a couple weeks ago with Brad, but I think I've only read 8 Star Wars books, all in the past like 2 years, too, by the way. But yeah, Light of the Jedi is the first High Republic book I've read, but it's the best Star Wars book I've read.
I think it's better than
It's
the other
so good.
High Republic book.
Yeah,
Light of Jedi is just such a good
which
book.
is good because it kicks off everything. Like
Yeah.
it has to be good, and it is. It
The main
delivers.
character of this book,
Rising Storm.
Rising Storm, Bel Zettifar,
Yeah,
his Padawan or his master is in Light of the Jedi.
and so is Belle. Belle is too.
Yeah, Belle's in
they
it
both
too.
are.
Not as much.
Yeah,
Right?
that's fair.
I can't remember. See, this is the problem with books, man.
Loden and Bell are in it almost the same amount. Loden Greatstorm and Bell Zettifar are the Master and the Apprentice that are highly featured in Light of the
Loden's
Jedi.
awesome. They're the
Yeah.
ones that go to that planet and like fight off those
Like Marauders. and
marauders.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Yeah.
that's what I thought they were.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep it straight, especially when it's a new book and you don't have. Like that's one
Yeah.
thing I missed about the audiobook was like almost like you can put a voice to a name.
It helps you in your brain
Yeah.
differentiate and
Who
picture
it
is
is.
who.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I don't wanna-
I recommend audiobooks for this.
I obviously don't want to spoil it, and I won't. But I think somewhere in the High Republic content that I've read, I think they're setting up. I've told you on the show, but I haven't told Tom unless he heard it on the show. But I really think they're setting up Darth Nihilus. So I won't say which character it is for Tom's sake. I don't want to spoil it, but
I don't remember who he said, so that's good.
Okay, yeah. But I think they're setting up Darth Nihilus.
See, I think they're setting up a character to fall.
Oh well, yeah, and they already have, and he's going to turn into Darth Nihilus.
Is it the same person I'm thinking about? Oh, whisper it to me.
Write it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Either way, they're.
But how?
And to the listeners out
That's
there,
right,
I promise
that's
I will
right.
catch up as
But
soon
it
as
could
possible.
either way. Brad and I both have. Yeah.
Yeah,
can
I
see
think
what
you're
he's
right.
saying. And he's not saying Darth Nihilus per se, but he's saying this character is going to fall to the dark, and I can see that. Sure. Yeah.
And
I
I,
can
and
definitely
what
see
I
that.
think that what's interesting about this time period with if any Jedi did fall to the dark, they would cover it up,
Oh yeah.
and that
That'd
would
be
be
cool.
So interesting.
And Yoda was around back then.
Yep.
And now he's
Yep.
Oh, that's genius.
I'm telling you,
dude.
I
and because
that's-
you've said it,
That's
they've
what
done
I
it.
think is
They've
going to
stolen
happen in
that
this
already.
book.
Oh yeah,
in Rising Storm.
that's awesome.
Because I think that's why it's called Rising
Yeah.
Storm.
Yeah.
And I
Dang,
think
is
that
awesome.
this one character is gonna fall. The one that I
Yeah.
said to you, I think he's gonna fall, and I think
Yeah.
the plot is gonna be them
And I think
covering
that
it up.
makes more sense than what I said.
Because I mean, how many Adventures of the Jedi being dope can you do before you have to start changing
Oh
it
my
up a little bit,
gosh,
right?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I think is gonna
Well-
happen. Sorry, Tom.
Well, and we could see all this come to play even a little bit in the Acolyte when that comes out,
Yeah.
because that's at
Don't
the
get me
very
started
end.
on that shit show. That's gonna be a
Oh,
disaster.
I hope not. It's got a lot of potential. So much potential. Dark Side.
Yes,
ties High
but you've
Republic,
heard that
ties
the
prequels.
writers have never seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's not
And they're
good.
Trek fans.
Yeah. I guess that's. You don't have to be us to.
You
write
don't have
Star
to be,
Wars,
but when you're,
like,
but the thing is with this, it's not like you're just doing like a war movie and it's just stormtroopers are bad guys and
yeah.
you write bad guys as just put them in a stormtrooper costume. This is something
Yeah.
that's like period sensitive. Like it's going to be odd if you don't
Yeah.
know the lore of Star Wars.
Surely the story group was gonna be like, can't do that though, or you
I
can't
hope
have
so.
this though.
I
Like,
hope so.
You would think so,
Well, they've been inconsistent in recent years.
except with Poe's X-wing and Galaxy's Edge.
What's up with what?
Poe's X-wing and Galaxy's Edge.
Pozak swing.
Yeah,
What is
except
that?
For that? On Rise, how it's the black one on Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, Pose. I thought you
Poe's
said.
X-wing.
I didn't know what I thought you said.
I was trying to say it like fast and like
Poe's
except for
X-wing.
this one, Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize what you said. I was
No,
like,
it's
what?
okay. I was mumbling.
Great for a podcast. This
Oh
movie.
yeah. No, it's,
all right.
what's it called? SMR or whatever it's called.
SMR.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom, you want to do some SMR? SMR.
What was that?
You want to do some SMR?
I can't hear it.
Exactly.
Goddamn thing you're saying.
SMR.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to our top 10 for the week, and we can wrap this up. This is very, you're good.
I about
This is
yanked
just
the
so
headphones.
uncomfortable sitting up like this. So I'm going to, if I don't find the freaking thing tonight, I'm just going to go buy a new thing tomorrow so we don't have to deal with this shit again next week. Did you do a top 10 list?
Nah, I didn't write it down.
You
but I got
son
one.
of a
I got
bitch.
one. I
All
know
right,
what I'm doing.
we
For
have
once in my life.
we have ours. All right. Tom, what is our top 10 for the week?
Our top 10 is top 10 Star Wars music. And we all love ourselves some beats and some dropping. And when the beat drops, we dip. Star Wars music. And this could be themes. This could be scores. This could be anything Star Wars related. At least that's how I created my list, gentlemen.
That's what I did. I did anything that just hits me in whatever feel or hits me just being good music and, tying into Star Wars and that kind of stuff. So, Tom, I'm going to kick it off to you, and then I'm going to have you kick it to me, and then I'll kick it to Evan. We'll just kind of keep going in that rotation. Before we get started, does anyone have any honorable mentions? Because I have one.
I do not this week.
Okay, I have one
I'm gonna
honorable
say I
mention.
don't.
And this is how you know this list is going to be fire, is that this is my honorable mention, and it is the Galaxy's Edge Suite.
That's your honorable.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's an
man,
honorable
I'm
mention.
sad.
I'm
sad.
telling you, the rest of these are going to be lit. And for me, these are in no particular order. I couldn't rank these if I tried. I love all these pieces of music so much. But I'm interested in what Tom has on his list. So, Tom, kick it off, brother. Let's see what you got.
Number 10. And this is perfect for her character, but Rey's theme starts my top 10 list, particularly just because the more and more I dive into the character of Rey, I'm admittedly becoming more invested in liking her, as weird as that sounds. And some of that was a deep dive into Star Wars music, and Rey's theme kept coming back to me. I can't not think of that scene when we first meet her, of her going down the sand hill on Jakku
I know.
with this theme song playing. It's just for some reason it's just like it's the start of something big for like the next part of our favorite movie franchise, our favorite franchise here.
I
That makes
agree.
sense.
I agree. It's
Yeah.
it's iconic. I mean that shot of her on Jakku and it's hummable too. That's what's great about. That's how you know it's a good
Right.
Star Wars theme. Is you can. I think what's great about this entire list of we're gonna have, and I'm just assuming I don't know you guys' list, but Ray's is also on mine, just a little higher up on my list, and I'm sure it's on Evan's too. Is we can hum each one of these.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's all iconic music. That's what made this
Yeah.
list like hard to kind of nail down, which is why I just did it in no particular order. I don't know if you guys did it that way, but my number 10 is actually Leia's theme. And again, this one was going to be a little higher on my list, but I've told the story ad nauseum about being at Star Wars Celebration right after Carrie Fisher died and being inside the 50th or 40th anniversary panel of Star Wars and having John Williams play the music in person, conduct it in person, is one of the reasons why I just love that theme. I love it so much. I love it even more now because of that. And it's just one of my favorites. Evan,
Man,
what you got?
it's tough. I'm looking at mine. I mean, I said I wasn't going to have any honorable mentions, but then I ended up writing down an extra 4 out of, instead of top 10, I have top 14. So I'm going to have to pick 4 that are honorable mentions. And they're all hummable to me, but like some of mine, I'd be like, that one, you'd be like, yeah, I don't know that one. But we all have our own, that's the thing of it. So I'll put Rey's in my honorable mention as well. Rey's definitely in my honorable mention.
I'm surprised it didn't make the actual list.
It's tough, man. There's so many good ones to
That's
pick
the
from.
problem.
Yeah. And as much as I love it, I'll put Director Krennic's theme in my honorable mention as well.
It's a good one.
Yeah. 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 My number 10, I'll skip out on the other 2. Yes, I don't want to drag this on forever. But my number 10, which is weird because at the time I think we were all unsure of it. Like, I don't know if this works, but the Dark Trooper theme from Mando.
You went from hating that
yeah,
to
that's what
now
I'm
it's in
saying.
your top 10.
Yeah, I was like, dubstep? We're all like, what the? But now I listen to it all the time, and I'm like, this is really scary, and it fits the Dark Troopers. I love it. It's definitely in my number 10 at the moment, my top 10 for now.
I like it. Number 9. You want me to move to number 9?
Yeah, what you got? I had to change my number 9 to a different one because it was also Galaxy's Edge Suite. That I didn't realize it. I love it so much I put it down twice.
My number 9, and for you know what? I feel like my list is cliche, but at the same time, I don't give a shit because this is my favorite list. So you know what? Fuck yourself. But number 9's the Cantina Band song. It's silly.
Oh,
It's
I didn't
annoying
even put
at
that one
times,
on mine.
and iconic.
Oh,
So the
it's
Cantina-
most definitely iconic.
yeah.
That's
I
a good one.
I could not put it on my list.
Damn it.
It just had to find a way on there.
God, I wish I had put that on mine. That's a good one, man. That's one of those things that just like it. There's
It's on my
there's
list.
another one on mine here that is. It's actually my next one. That is similar, so I'll just go ahead and say it. It's the Canto Bite.
Oh, okay.
I've always said I love that music. I hate the Canto Bite scene. Do you know the music I'm talking about?
I do, because I was just listening to, or not listening. I was just watching Last Jedi today because I was showing my sister and future brother-in-law because they have not seen it yet. So I need to show them the greatest Star Wars movie of all time. But and when that scene was on, I remember like kind of bobbing my head a little bit. I'm like, shit, I could have put this on my list for later today.
It's a good one, man. It's the best part about Canto Bite for sure.
Oh, yeah.
As much as I love that movie, I don't love that scene. I love the aesthetic and everything, but it just falls flat for me a little bit. The more I watch it, the more I don't hate it. I don't like the father years at all. That just doesn't even. We don't need to get into that, but I'm not a huge fan of that. But the Canto Bite theme is it's one of the more iconic pieces of music that John. For me, 7 and 8 have really great music, and Episode 9 sucks.
That's fair.
I can't think of one song from Episode 9 that I care to listen to. I can't even name. I mean, I don't. Does the Emperor have a theme that I don't know about?
Not a new one. It's the same theme, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of all rehashed shit, which is upsetting because it's his last Star Wars movie. I think he would have went a little harder.
He was a zombie.
He's probably just tired.
All
right, Evan, what's your number 9?
Number 9. I've got actually connected with Mando. Same idea. I love Gideon's theme. Gideon's theme is really cool. It's like I love a lot of dark side themes and characters, and his is one of my favorites. I think it fits his character perfectly, and that's the thing too. Like
I don't know. I can't hum it.
That's the thing. That's what I was saying with mine. Most people probably won't be able to hum the ones I say, but I can like picture it.
I need to listen to it because I don't remember what it is. Tom,
That's the
do
thing
you
with
know
me,
what
like-
this one?
The Did you say Moff Gideon's theme?
Yes.
Yeah. It starts with like a little snare going on in the background, and then it like kind of kicks off from there.
I don't. I can't
Yeah,
pick
me
it out of
neither.
my brain.
Yeah.
How-
No,
I
I
mean,
get
I'm
that.
sure.
I'm gonna do homework now. I'm gonna go ahead and listen to these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with me. The music has to like fit the character for me to really,
Mhm.
really like it. And I think his
I
is
agree.
perfect for him. The Dark Troopers is perfect for him. Others that we'll get to in my list are perfect for the character too. So I have to put Gideon with my number 9.
Cool. Tom, what is your number
That's
8?
Number eight. And no explanation is needed, but the Princess Appears, aka Force theme song.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
on mine.
That's on mine too.
Is really any explanation needed for any Star Wars fan to
Actually,
say?
no, it's not. But in a way, it kind of is. I'll get to it in a little bit.
Okay. But at least for me, I don't feel like there's any explanation as to why this one. You just listen to it while you're literally watching anything in Star Wars, and can't help but either get emotional or just get super jacked up and want to drop kick a baby out of a 3-story apartment.
What I love about that theme so much is that it can be like, yes, like you're saying, or it can be like I'm weeping in a corner. It's very
Yeah.
versatile. My number, what are we, 7?
8.
8, sorry. My number 8 is March of the Resistance.
Nice.
March of the
That's solid.
Resistance is a kick-ass piece of music. It
It always goes hard when you're on Rise of the
Oh
Resistance
yeah,
too.
it slaps.
That part gets you so
It
jazzed.
hits different on
Whenever
Rise.
it comes on the ride itself, it gets you so pumped.
You know what? I think I've talked about this on the show before, but like, the last time I rode Rise of the Resistance, which has been a while now, the
Really?
most
Evan? It's like a few days for me. I mean, come on,
A few
guys.
days for you.
Shut up.
I did it 2 days ago, so yeah, I feel that.
Damn it! I haven't
Yeah.
done it in like months.
But you've done it like 70 times.
That's
I've only
what I've
done
done,
it
like,
35
I've
times.
done it
so-
76 times or whatever
Jeez.
it was. For a while, there I was doing it every day.
Yeah, and
Um,
everything worked except for the guns for me last time.
God.
I was happy. Everything worked except for that.
But I always
Literally-
love when you're on.
Literally everything worked in Disneyland.
Really,
Whoa.
the guns work
Ah.
too.
Gun worked too.
Our guns
Oh.
never work.
They never work here.
I'm a nerd when I was excited that the probe droid worked. It came down. I was like,
it
they
worked
fixed
again.
the probe droid.
They fixed it.
like 2 days ago.
Oh,
yeah.
thank
I was like,
Christ
the probe
Almighty!
droid's fixed.
See, that to me is a bigger deal than the guns.
It's not that hard.
No.
You just drop
It's
it
a
down,
lever.
pull it up. That's all you got to do.
It's a chain, probably.
Yeah, like it's
Like-
not hard.
But like when you're on it and it's like, all right, guys, recruits, you're gonna get in these prisoner transports. You're good to
Yeah.
go. And it's like, for your safety, please keep your hands off seat, legs inside the vehicle at
Yeah,
all
it's like,
times.
whoa, we're going.
And we're going. It's like, no
Yep.
story's back. Oh,
Yeah.
it's always seems so stupid to me.
They even speak in Spanish too. So
Por favor,
Spanish,
manténgase,
Spanish is in
Por
Star
favor,
Wars, apparently.
manténgase alejado de las
Lieutenant
puertas.
Becca. Yo soy Lieutenant Becca. Viva la Russia. Oh, that's French. Never mind.
All right, what's your number 7?
My
Eight,
number
sorry.
8. My number 8 is also March of the Resistance. That's perfect.
Is it
So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yep.
That.
Nice. All the reasons I said.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No, not
No?
at all. That really gets you going. Like when we
Sweet.
talked about wanting to ride Rise with no music, that's the only thing I'm like, oh, but we'll lose that. Like, I don't want to lose that.
Yeah, but it would also kind of feel creepy and ominous.
it
which
would be
which
very
be
creepy.
fun.
Yeah, and that'd be in universe.
Yeah,
so, like,
that'd
it'd
be
be
kinda
cool,
dope.
but like, we'd lose that. But yeah, I love that song.
All right, Tom, I've said 7 like 8 times by accident. So what is your number 7?
Let's finally do 7, shall we? Is the main title and the attack on the Jakku village. So the opening title and the full score to go with that from the album from episode 7.
I agree. That is the best opening to a Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah,
That's actually my second favorite opening to a Star Wars.
it shows you exactly everything you need to know what's going on. Like,
Yes. That's like the comeback song, right? This was
Yeah.
the first Star Wars we were getting from Disney, and it was episode 7. Everybody was jacked to see The Force Awakens, and then this is what you just heard at the beginning, and it's like, oh, it gets me going every single time. So that's
Yeah.
why it lands on my top 10 list.
Love it. It's a good one, man. It's a really, really good one. My number 7 is Duel of the Fates.
nice.
Ooh.
That
That one's probably one of the ones where you could ask anybody, and they'd be like, "Yeah, that's Darth Maul, right?" Yeah.
I wonder why they didn't make that Darth Maul's theme. That would have been dope.
Yeah, in a
You
way,
ever-
they use it a little bit, the choral background.
Mhm.
Whenever Maul comes up in the Clone Wars and stuff, they use
Yeah.
that part. So And they play a little bit of it when he fights Ahsoka too. I'm pretty sure. So they've
Makes
kind of
sense.
made it like his, but it's not really his.
And that was like just that. That's
Yeah.
so dope.
Yeah, it is.
John Williams is the shit. Can we just shout out to John Williams?
I think we can.
Shout
I
out
think he's
John
earned
Williams.
It. I'm
He's
pretty
the
sure
man.
he's earned it
Shout
from
out
3
Johnny.
random dudes.
I don't think I need to say anything else more of Duel of the Fates. That song's
No.
the shit. It's one of the greatest Star Wars songs ever written.
Yeah.
On my
Um,
list too.
Sweet. Evan, what's yours?
My number 7 is, yeah, you already mentioned it, is Leia. Leia's theme.
Gotcha.
Like that, if you hear that anywhere and anytime and don't just stop and like at least get a little wet, like teary-eyed, a little like misty-eyed, you know, like there's something wrong with you. Like I
Yeah.
hear that whatever I'm doing, you just kind of stop and you just kind of like reflect on whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be the movie. Sometimes it just makes you reflect on something. It just, yeah, it just it was nostalgic even like the day it came out. It has a nostalgic feel to it. It's strange.
It's like it's uplifting, but also kind of somber in a way.
Yeah, it's
It ca-
hopeful, but
yeah,
like sad.
It encapsulates the character of Leia, right?
Yeah.
Like she's, I mean, she's the only character that we've seen like her entire planet and everyone she loves get destroyed.
Yeah, and
Like,
she
we've
kept
seen-
going on and became stronger even after it happened.
Yeah.
Like,
So
yeah.
it's she and find out she's related to Vader and
Yeah.
it's a whole. It's just I love it.
that
It's so good.
character is perfect for that song, like what you said, and like she's one of the greatest, and that song is one of the greatest. It's just a perfect match, and that song just always stops me in my tracks, no matter where I'm at. Even before she passed away, it got you, but like now that she's passed, it
It's even
really,
sadder.
really gets you.
Yeah.
So
All right, Tom, number 6.
Number 6 is Star Wars and the Revenge of the Sith. I like this opening just a tiny bit better than I do the Force Awakens one. Just because it sets the stage, the best movie of all the prequels. Not saying one of the better Star Wars movies, but it's just, I don't know. I tend to enjoy Revenge of the Sith, so that's
Not
why
a
this
bad
song
movie.
ends up-
yeah, I
Not
feel
a bad movie.
Yeah.
We're all in agree. I mean, your own thoughts, but I think we all would agree that's a solid movie.
Oh yeah,
At least
Yeah.
the second half.
Yeah, and it sets the stage. I like the military style drumming at the beginning with those
Yeah.
snares after the title crawl, and it's pretty iconic scene. Opening to that movie. So
Yeah.
Star
I
Wars
think
and
it's-
Revenge of the Sith.
I think that shot is the longest continual shot in Star Wars.
which it is, but like also it's 99.9% animated.
Well,
so
that just makes it even more hard.
Yeah, but I'm like, it's a hard, but I don't know. I'd rather see a live action one take.
Yeah, me
'cause
too, but,
it's
like,
cooler, but yeah. But I
that's-
love that
that's
scene. I'm picturing it right
that
now.
might be the longest piece of
seeing the
animation
starships flip around.
in a film.
It could be.
That's a long ass shot.
Yeah. And that scene alone is what kicked off my love for those starfighters. Those
Yeah,
Jedi starfighters.
those Jedi
I have
starfighters are cool.
Anakin and Obi-Wan's in Lego. I love both.
You need to
of those
get
so
all your
much.
stuff from your parents' house. We can
It's
play
hard.
with it.
I'm gonna have to get a U-Haul and drive it down.
Hey,
Here. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
road trip.
Right?
I'll do that for some action figures.
Yeah. But
Um,
I agree. Well chosen there, my friend.
Good one. Yeah. Anything else you want to add to that?
No. Everything you guys said, and then some. So,
Beautiful.
what's your number 6, Brad?
My number 6 is Jedi Steps and Finale from The Force
Nice.
Awakens.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
nice.
surreal.
There's
Really
that Force
similar.
theme there.
Yeah.
It's it's a little bit of a rehashed Force theme, but just
Yeah.
the leading up to it and the way it ends, and then it goes right into the end.
Dun, dun, like that kind of lead up.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
It's just
And you see Luke just walking out to
Yeah.
face down the whole First Order.
no. Jedi Steps and Finale is wait. No, yeah. That's the one
Jedi
from.
Steps is
Wait,
You're talking about Jedi Steps and Finale, so you were on a different path than me. Jedi Steps is what I'm talking about, but they use it again to go Jedi
wait.
Steps. And
I thought
Finale.
Jedi Steps was from Force Awakens.
Yeah, they use it a bunch
It
of
is.
times. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because that's version. Okay.
It's a
okay.
different
Oh.
iteration. Yeah.
Okay. I see
The
what
one
you're
I'm
saying.
talking is a
Yes,
different iteration.
we're talking about the
Yeah.
one on Crate.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. So same music. Yeah. Sorry. My apologies. I
No,
thought
you're
I
good.
was.
My
I thought
apologies.
we were talking about two different things there for a second. I thought I was wrong with my
No.
my piece of music there.
Nope.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I just love it. I do think it was a weird choice, but I think it was one of the best cliffhangers in cinema history to leave him on the edge of a cliff, literally, like
Yeah.
a literal cliffhanger in The
Yeah.
Force Awakens. It paid off in The Last Jedi for me, not for everyone. But I just love that music. I think it's just so iconic. I like to throw that word around, but I do think it is iconic.
Well, Star Wars is the best time to throw that word around because
Yeah.
there's so many things that are iconic in Star Wars. And
I mean, everyone remembers that
You're
moment.
not using it like "Yes, Queen, iconic." You're not doing that. You're using it in like that piece of music is a time and place. It
Yeah.
puts you in that moment.
I mean, didn't you guys, the first time you watched Force Awakens and it cut to the credits, weren't you like, God damn it!
Yeah. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
No!
What's happening?
No, we're going to wait 2 fucking years? I remember
Yeah.
feeling like, this is awesome, son of a bitch!
Yeah.
I was so pissed. But like in a good way.
Yeah.
What was going to happen, though?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel it coming because like that theme turns it like the...
Yeah,
You're like,
I
damn
feel
it!
I feel like it hangs for an extra half a second just to be like, never mind. I really think it does. I'd be curious to see the timing. But yeah.
Such a
It
good
really
one.
Does. It really does.
All right, Evan, what you got?
My number 6 is, our lists are very similar here. It's kind of scary. Mine is actually Duel of the Fates. So that
Nice.
was your 7. That's my 6 for all the same reasons. That when you're a kid, especially, I was 6 when I saw that, and I was just like, this fight scene kicks ass. Like, this music kicks ass. These characters kick ass. I was like, you just walked out of that like, I want to buy 6 lightsabers, Dad. Let's go. Like, that's what that song and like visual did to you as a kid. So like, yeah, Duel
so
of the
cool.
Fates for me is number 6.
I remember me and my friend Justin like playing with lightsabers after that movie.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, number 5.
Number 5, and it's a short one, but it gets me pretty riled up. And not in love with the series, but the Clone Wars main title is just so fucking cool.
Nice. Kevin
It's
Kiner.
such a great take on a classic with the Star Wars classic, but it makes it its own thing, and it gets me pumped just listening to it.
I feel like you have to include, meanwhile, on Lothal.
I thought about writing one of those and doing it while I was going over this.
You
like,
should have.
March of
background, but
War.
The
I
slow
couldn't find
drum of
the time.
war marches on Camino. Or whatever planet.
That's pretty good. Honestly, aside from my 2 Mando ones, which were not John Williams, this is the only non-John Williams, too.
Yeah, I
Kevin
debated.
Kiner.
I
It
debated putting
technically
Hey
is-
Mando.
It's technically John Williams, but Kevin Kiner alters it a little bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I
Just for the name alone, Hey Mando. You should
yeah, I thought about that. It was really close to being put on my list, but I had to put Canto Bite instead.
Yeah.
But I do love the Hey Mando theme, and I think all the music from The Mandalorian was really, really good. Very
Oh, yeah.
unique, very different.
Yeah.
Okay, is it me now?
Oh, yeah.
Was this number 5?
Yes, sir. 5.
My number 5 is Ray's theme.
Nice.
Yeah.
For all those stuff you said before, Tom, I just think it's a really solid theme. It's a great introduction to the character, and it's just really good. It's just a really solid theme. Like
Yeah.
you can't. I remember I listened to that a lot when The Force Awakens came out. I just listened to that song on repeat. It was my favorite off the album.
And
So.
a spoiler a little bit for my list. A New Home from the end of Episode 9 is not on it, but Ray's theme is tied into A New Home, and that song was beautiful. Just because,
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one where she's putting the lightsabers into
yeah,
the
she
sand,
rides
right?
down on Tatooine. She rides down a little sand sled at the Lars homestead, or Skywalker homestead, however you want to look at it. And then, yeah, like that's in my honorable mentions. That's A New Home is beautiful.
Part of me was hoping that the HasLab project would be the Skywalker homestead with 2 burned up Chris.
I was gonna say 2
corpse
skeletons.
of Uncle Ben, Uncle Owen, and Aunt Beru.
Yeah,
I was really hoping that would do that.
they will one day.
I was
They
actually
will.
hoping too at Star Wars Weekends they would have opened Uncle Owen's barbecue pit.
Oh my gosh! Coming to Galaxy's Edge.
Coming soon to Galaxy's Edge, Uncle Owen's barbecue pit. Come get your charred, your burnt ends.
Burns. With ribs.
Oh shit! Oh god!
That's great.
And it's just like, you know how they have like the droid at Galaxy's Edge
Turning
it? It's just a stormtrooper just blowing fake fire onto the meat.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
That's funny. All right, who's next?
What number are we on? 5?
5.
Fine.
Evan.
5. Yeah, so mine specifically is the Jedi steps we get on Crate. So we already kind of briefly talked about it, but that's you hear that and you think of that scene.
Oh, it's so good.
Stepping through like the giant
The way
bay
it kicks
doors
off
and
too
just-
is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like kind of First Order-ish.
Yeah.
And like it's like, no, he's stepping out to face him down. So we get, yep. It builds tension. It just keeps building and building. Yeah.
That The Last Jedi has such great music in it.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm not saying this because it is my second favorite Star Wars movie. I can't say favorite yet. I got to give it some more time. But I think of all of the Star Wars movie, it has the most comprehensive soundtrack. And I
Yeah.
know that they know that because it's the only Star Wars film ever that came with a music score only version to it. And the music, you listen to it from beginning to end, tells the story in music. And it's a weird way that they did that, but it works, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the score only version, Tom?
No, I have not.
Ooh.
You need to. It's
Yeah.
really cool. Like even just throw it onto the background and just kind of bop in and out, like if you're doing work or
Even
whatever
if you
else.
close your eyes or look
Yeah.
away, you just know what's going on.
Just have it on in the background. You can just hear the music, what you'll notice is you'll notice that like the music is tied to a specific moment in the film.
Yeah.
Okay.
More
That's
so, I
awesome.
think, than any other Star Wars movie.
I'd say a close second. Well, not really close. I'd say second place in that category is probably Empire.
I would agree
But
with
it's
you.
not a close second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's
I think if you could do another movie, it'd be
definitely
Empire.
Last Jedi, and then far below is Empire.
All right, who's next? Is it Tom?
That'd be me.
Back
We're
to Tom?
circling to Tom.
Sweet. Okay.
Number 4. My number 4 is everyone's favorite theme song for their ex, Darth Vader's theme.
What? No, that makes her cool.
Everybody, and I'm talking about not even Star Wars fans, can hum this song.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I would actually say more people know this than they actually know the main Star Wars theme.
That's
I would
fair.
agree.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's almost like a theme to Star Wars. It's
Yeah.
weird.
It
People
is.
probably think
How
that
many
first.
sports venues use it when
I was
the
about to
opposing
say
team
that.
is coming up to bat?
My college did, and I never understood it. I was like, "Yo, if you played this, and for me, and when I'm in your building, I'd be excited. I'd be like, thank you, yeah,
Right.
I love it. I
awesome.
never understood that. I'm like, this is an awesome song. Yes, play it for me, please.
So I'm humming Leia's theme again. That's a good one. That's a solid one. That one is on my list, just a little higher up. But in the meantime, my number 4 is Across the Stars. It's the only one from the
Very
prequels
good, very good.
that made the list. I just love it. I think it's beautiful.
It is.
I think it's better than their love story.
It is.
But I think it's just a beautiful overall piece of music, and it's to me it's one of the themes of the prequels to me that
yeah.
sticks around.
Oh, yeah.
I just love it.
yeah.
I just think it's really good. What's your number 4?
Number 4, I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I'm going to say Galaxy's Edge Suite, and I'm also going to throw in everything from DJ Rex. That's my little cheat.
That's fair. No, I think it's
but
fair.
Everything from
Galaxy's
DJ
Edge
Rex.
Suite and DJ Rex music. I didn't
Yeah.
even consider DJ Rex music.
Oh, how can you
DJ's
not?
dude, they got some bangers on that playlist.
Oh, every song on there's a banger. There's not a song that comes on that I'm like, skip. I have my favorites, but like I don't say skip. That doesn't happen. Like I can't name another music artist that I comprehensively love their entire collection. I can't.
Me and Tom can.
I know you guys are music heads. You guys are music heads, but I could be like, this one Aerosmith.
Hey
song
Tom,
is
watch
not
this.
good.
Tom, watch this. This is gonna be funny. Ready? Hey Evan,
Yeah.
who's your favorite musician?
DJ Rex.
And he means that.
No, actually, probably him or Mark Rebier. I love Mark.
Mark Rebier is
That man
funny.
is a maniac.
He's a comedian, but that's fine.
That's true. He is. He's not a musician. He's a comedian. Okay, I'll say that for him and DJ Rex too. There's nothing of Mark's that I'll skip.
So Pat, other than those people, who is your favorite? I've tried to get him to answer this question 1,000 times. He's never answered it.
Sherman Brothers, they count?
No,
I don't know.
Who?
The Sherman Brothers.
Yeah, come on, Evan.
He doesn't have an answer, dude. He
I don't
doesn't.
know. I love-
He doesn't listen to music.
No, not really. I love like
All right.
80s
All right.
rock, 80s musics,
But see
yacht
that
rock.
you,
I love that kind of stuff.
I asked for an artist. You gave me an era. You gave me a
Is it-
decade.
because those eras have like one-hit wonders from 30 different people. that
Yeah, but
everyone
they have
loves,
like
and,
there's.
that's
I don't like the '80s, but there's a
Oh.
lot of good artists from the '80s.
it. Duran Duran. Are they
Metallica
80s?
Oh my
came from
God!
the 80s.
I asked this man his
Are they
favorite band. He
80s?
says
They're not my
Duran
favorite.
Duran.
I love Aerosmith. I love Red Hot Chili
Aerosmith.
Peppers.
Okay, there we go.
That's about it.
I've been trying to get him to answer this
That's
question
about
100 times. He does, I'm not making fun of you. I just think it's
No,
funny.
you're
that you-
not.
I just think it's funny that you don't have an answer to who's
No.
your favorite band.
No.
You're like, shit, the Sherman Brothers.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Finger and Dan, do they count?
You're a Dan in the modal nose.
They count.
Who's your favorite artist? DJ Rex. Like, who the fuck are you going to like Bonnaroo, dude? What the fuck are you
What?
talking about?
Fine, Sure.
Oh,
I've
so
been to
funny.
Bonnaroo.
Have you ever been to Burning Man?
No, but I've been to Bonnaroo, and the only reason I went to Bonnaroo in 2008 is because
Metallica?
Metallica had. Yeah,
Yep.
I remember them getting announced for that.
yeah.
That was
That was
wild.
weird, but I loved every minute of it.
This doesn't seem like a natural fit to me at all.
No.
And my favorite for people who are curious is Led Zeppelin. I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan. I know I've talked about it probably on the show
Massive.
before, but
yeah, but that's good because you love it.
yeah. Oh, I did talk about the ticket, right?
Yeah.
All right. Where were we?
We just did my
Number
number
3.
4, so we're moving to Tom.
Tom, number 3.
And the segue couldn't have been done any better, Evan, without even seeing my list. But this is a shout out to DJ Rex. But I've got one in particular. Number 3 is Batu Boogie. I can't get that fucking
That's my
song
second
out of my
favorite one.
head.
So that's
I
when it goes.
whistle it all
Beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that
I
sounds like
always
Super
whistle it,
Mario
yeah.
Brothers.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have played the Sims 4 Galaxy's Edge expansion
I
pack,
have
but this is
not.
the only song that DJ
What?
Rex plays.
Really?
The only one?
It's probably a licensing issue.
They can't license their own songs? Jeez.
I don't know how it would work.
I guess it's the Sims that would be paying for it, and the Sims don't want
It's-
to
Yeah,
pay
if
for
he doesn't
all
want
of
to
You're
pay
not-
for it, yeah.
it. Yeah.
You're not in Ogos all that much. I find it hilarious because my wife plays The Sims, and when I was watching, her character just literally kept running back into Ogos to dance to Batu Boogie.
Hey, I don't blame her. I do too.
So is she
Yeah.
she's a Sims fan, and she's obviously a Star Wars fan. We were trying
Yes.
when that came out to figure out who the hell that was for.
Because I have a diehard Sims
For my
fan
wife.
that was like, "This is stupid. I'm not buying this." So,
Because I knew a lot of people who were Sims fans who were like,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking buying a
Yep,
Star Wars
that
thing.
was
But
my friend
we
Nicole.
finally have the
We found
answer.
it. We found
the person that this
the
was
one
made for.
person that bought it.
I bought it.
I love it. I
That's
love
great.
it.
That's
All
I
right.
remember specifically when they came out with it, I showed Courtney because she loves The Sims. She's like, "Oh my god!" Because we had just come back from Disney World too.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, this is
What's-
one of my all-time favorite Star Wars themes. My number 3. I love this music so much. I've talked about it on the show a bunch. Hyperspace from Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
And the reason I love this so much is not because of hyperspace in the movie Empire Strikes Back. In Shadow of the Empire, there was a scene. There was a level on the game. It played this exact music. It was literally just they just lifted it and it was like repeated over and over again. It was
Why
a
not?
train scene where you go fight IG-88.
Huh.
And it played the entire time, and that's how I knew this. And when I went back as an adult and like rewatched Star Wars, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's where it's from."
Huh.
That kind of thing. So I love that theme. It's so friggin' dope.
Very cool.
And it's so repetitive too.
Yeah.
You can just
But that's
just
not a bad
loop that.
thing.
No, you can just
Yeah.
loop that. And that's what they did with the level.
Yeah.
All right, dude, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is my favorite character of all time. It's Kylo Ren's theme. I guess specifically if you pick like Kylo arrives at the battle from Episode 7 when he lands on Jakku. That's beautiful. Like that just like solidifies him. It's perfect for him because it's not really all that long. It's just a handful of notes and like. Inversely, it works really well for Ben Solo's theme when they changed it up at the end of Episode 9. He becomes more heroic, but
I
Kylo's
should
is
have
better,
hummed all these
but-
as you guys were talking from the very beginning. That would have been
but you
hilarious.
couldn't have done all of them. You don't know Gideon's, you said,
That's
or
true.
Dark Troopers, but Kylo's is awesome. I listen. It's not that long. It's only like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. So I listen to it a lot, but like, it's not really as ethereal or as like thought provoking or beautiful as all of these. But it
doesn't
him.
have to be.
It's a Kylo theme.
It's a Kylo theme.
It's a villain song.
It's meant to be identifiable in 4 notes.
Yeah, and it is. Yeah,
5, but
yeah, that's what it does. Yeah, it really did it. It's a good follow-up to Vader's theme because he's a follow-up to Vader. It fits that shoe even, I would say. Like, it doesn't replace Vader's. It's not probably even better, but I think it does a good job of being like Vader's theme and then there's Kylo's theme. You get it.
I feel you. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Yeah, it's not on my list, and I just think I just overlooked it, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, I get that.
Tom, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Number 2.
Number 2, it's been mentioned already, but it's my second favorite, Duel of the Fates. My
Yeah.
favorite part of
Oh.
Phantom Menace.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what they're... Does anyone know what they're saying?
Dave Filoni does, that's for sure.
Is
But
it like Latin?
It's some language, and they're actually like talking about the fight or something.
Really?
I've heard. That's what I've heard. I don't know.
It's like
They were
Joe
singing
Rogan
about the-
commentating.
yeah.
Oh! Hell, the double-bladed lightsaber!
He stabbed him in the chest.
Oh, shit, Qui-Gon goes down!
Double-bladed lightsaber. Oh man.
I would like
What
to
if
know...
it's just a grocery list in Latin?
I need to get milk and I
Blue
need...
milk. I need blue milk and green
I
milk.
need blue
And Batu bits.
milk now.
Potatoes.
Oh,
I
God.
need the popcorn from the popcorn stand that sucks. Cat Sokka's
They've
kettle.
shown it twice
in
now
Bad
in
Batch.
Bad Batch. They're like, don't forget, kids, you can buy your own space mix at Galaxy's Edge.
That's
I
awful.
think they're going to go to Batu this episode and this season, by
I
the way.
hope so. That'd be the only
I'm telling
thing
you,
that keeps me watching.
I have a feeling
That's-
they've hinted at it
I
with
mean,
this.
this is a larger topic for a different show, but how do you have this
What, Bad
thing?
Batch?
Bad Batch? Yeah, Brad's saying they're going to go to Batu.
Really?
I hope
It's a
so.
guess.
But like, how do you have this media that you built billions of dollars into, and like, it's obviously advertising, but you've never put it in a movie or a show or anything? Like,
I think the
What are you
reasoning is because when you go there, they don't want you to feel like you've been there before. That's the whole point.
but then
It's-
like, how?
Because
What-
what they'll do is they'll get you there, and then
Yeah.
you'll come back over and over again.
But what if you got those people that are like, yeah, I don't know yet, but then it's like, oh, I saw that on TV last week. Let's go. Like, what if you get that?
They're not interested in that. I mean, it's. Let's be very clear. It's going to show up at some point in
It
something.
has to, yeah.
But I don't think their intent is to get you drawn in with something you've seen already. I mean, all the stuff we've seen about them doing this was they intentionally chose to not do that.
True.
So
True.
there was it's a brand new chapter
But how
in
many
Star
times
Wars.
has Disney done something intentionally and then backtracked?
Oh, I'm not saying
Yeah.
they won't do it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that I don't think they intended to do it. I think that's
Right.
their marketing plan,
That's fair.
at least for now.
Yeah, and that was. You're 100%
Yeah.
right.
So that's my thoughts on it. I
yeah.
don't
No,
know.
you're right. You're right.
All right, my number 2 is the Imperial March. It's the second greatest Star Wars theme ever written.
Yep.
It's beautiful in a weird, creepy way. I've heard this live, and it hits different. Like
Yeah.
when an actual orchestra is
Yeah.
playing it, it feels sinister.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know what's weird about music, dude? Like, you know this because, you actually listen to music, Tom. Live music is so much more... It just hits so different. Like, it's almost like when you're listening to music, you can almost, like, disconnect from it and, like, kind of go, like, aren't you always surprised when you hear someone sing, like, on a track and then they actually sound like they do in person? You're like, oh, wait,
Yeah.
that's a human being. Like, they actually sound like that. And it's just weird. And this kind of how this felt was, like, you could feel it in your chest, and it was, like, really heavy, and, like, it was dope. And so I really, like I said, with the latest theme, I learned to love it more from that, and I kind of did the same thing with this. I mean, of course, I've always loved the Imperial March, but it just hits differently when you hear a 60-piece orchestra play it.
I bet. I bet. Is it too late for me to add Sunny Eclipse to my
It's not Star
favorite
Wars.
artist? No, my
oh,
favorite artist.
No,
Sunny
you can-
Eclipse. Is that too
Hey,
late?
all you other things, this is Sunny Eclipse.
Sunny Eclipse.
This is what I deal with, Tom. I'm ready for you to get here in person.
What'd you say, Tom?
Are you going to add Powerline next?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course I'm going to add Powerline next. Are you kidding me?
Oh, shit. That's so funny. Oh, my God. What other fictional artist is your favorite?
I think that's it. How could I forget about Powerline? That was great. I love you, Tom.
He's like, I love.
Oh,
I
Fat
love-
Cats.
I
Can I
love,
add Fat Cat
I love
or Scat Cat?
Gaston.
Can I add Scat Cat?
I love Gaston and LeFou. They're my favorite artists.
That
Oh,
was awesome.
shit. That was so fucking funny.
That was awesome.
No one slaps like Gaston.
Right?
Oh,
boy.
all right. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is like I don't know how our lists are this similar. Is also Imperial March.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's insane.
That's funny.
Damn.
It's good because I mean we've seen it. It is now in universe even. Like the Empire does play it as like a battle rally, like a song they play. So like we've seen it in universe even, and they've even used it in Rebels where they've tweaked it where it sounds more like heroic. Like hey, we're the good guys. We just won. I think it's called the Victory March or something. And it's just like straight up like Germany's march is what it reminds me
Oof.
of. I'm like this is really kind of creepy. But
And
like,
that's why you like it. Is that what you're saying? You son of a
sadly,
bitch.
yes.
You son of a
But
bitch.
In a fake universe, I love the villain Germany march song. Yes.
No, I think it's actually cool. I mean, like,
yeah.
militaries used to do that. They'd have, like, their
Yeah.
own song. So,
Yeah.
like, it makes sense.
And
it actually makes sense in universe, too. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird that it's in universe now,
Yeah,
but
and it never was like officially until Rogue One, where we see it in, or not Rogue One, Solo.
Solo.
We see it in like their spaceport.
Yep.
So
I remember hearing
but-
that, and I was like, huh, interesting.
yeah, so it's a like different take, an upbeat version of it.
Mhm.
But that's cool that it's so versatile. But the original Imperial March is my number 2. It's Star Wars. It just really is Star Wars.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I love it. Tom, numero uno. I wonder if we all three have the same.
I don't think so. I think
Nope.
you guys have said my
I
number 1.
guarantee you, none of you have my
Yeah.
number 1.
I guarantee yours is from Fallen Order, which is why
Ooh.
we haven't heard it yet.
Fallen Order does have good songs.
And I
but
was
not
just
this
about to
good.
say, I'm surprised you didn't have anything.
The jig is up.
For number 1. Ginger is about to mention Fallen Order.
Ugh.
So it's kind of been my thing. Like Brad defends The Last Jedi. I have to
Nice.
mention Fallen Order because
Yeah.
that's my thing on this podcast now.
Can I say, by the way, you've got me back into playing this again, and I really am digging the story more the second time around.
I've never questioned the story.
gotta-
I think it's a great story.
The problem with me was that I got so fucking frustrated in those parts I got frustrated in.
Me too.
And like not being able to get past it.
Yeah.
That it pissed me off and made me hate
Yeah.
the game.
But
Let's
I've-
just get
I've-
fucking through this.
I've never liked video games that much, so I've always been to separate it. So I've always loved the story, but didn't like the gameplay. But I'm glad you're.
Yeah, I'm appreciating it more. And
Yeah.
I'm finding myself
Good.
getting stuck at the same shit I got stuck at the first
Me
time, which is
too.
really fucking annoying.
Text me. Text me. I know that game in and out. So just text me.
I will. I have.
Yeah. You have. Everybody, a quick trick that's out there. But if you're playing Fallen Order again, go to Dathomir first to get the double-bladed saber before you start venturing elsewhere.
That's
Yeah,
smart.
fucked up.
That's smart.
Just
I
a
fucked
trick.
up.
But my number one is actually from the band, the only real-life band that is canon in the Star Wars universe.
Ooh.
It's titled Sugan Isina, but it's by the band The Who, and it opens up Fallen Order when
Not
you're
the WHO,
tailing-
the WHO,
Yeah,
the HU.
Yeah,
For
no,
people
yeah,
who
I
are
remember
listening.
that. Yeah, Cal's listening into it in his headphones. On
Yes.
Braca, on Braca. Yes.
Exactly. This is what Cal is listening to in his space headphones.
Yeah.
Um,
On his,
when he's
his
sitting down
iPod.
there. Yeah. So the craziest thing about this song is the Who created their own language
Whoa.
while they're singing this. So they particularly like they call it a Star Wars language. You know, it's inspired from their Mongolian throat metal, which is technically the genre of music that they are.
Dang. I
And
did not know any of
Sugan
this.
Isina. Sugan Isina actually means the Black Thunder. The song is about a warrior's heart and spirit as the power of thunder, a quality that Cal Kestis possesses. So
Dang.
that's why this is number one.
I did not know any of that.
That's
is
dope.
Epic. That is epic.
The Who's
Oh
a good
my
band too,
gosh.
by the way.
Yeah.
They got some.
They're
You were
really
talk about some bangers, dude. They got some shit you can drive around to and get lit up.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Just get like amped. The way I
Yeah.
get amped when I hear like "Since I've Been Loving You," the guitar solo for that.
Yeah.
Ugh, if I'm ever in a bad mood, just throw that bitch on. I'll just fast forward to the guitar solo and just feel better. All right. Well, I thought we'd all have the same number one, and
No,
apparently
but
we do not.
We
so
don't, but I
my
can't top that. That was awesome.
mine is the original Star Wars theme. I mean,
Nice.
there's nothing that is more iconic to Star Wars than that music. They kind of go hand in hand. Shout out to Kevin C's Lagoon. It's his birthday today, by the way. I just got a text message from him. Just wanted, happy
Little
birthday to him.
brother.
Happy birthday.
Happy
I'ma
birthday to
text
him.
him. I'ma text
You should. He's a great.
I haven't talked to
He's
him
excited
in
about
months.
meeting Tom too. By the way,
Wait, are we gonna see him again?
Yeah, we're gonna see him at some point. We haven't seen him. He's been so freaked out about COVID.
December. I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him since
Not
since
this
December of
but
2019.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen him in a while, but it's happy birthday to him. But this Star Wars theme, there. I mean, is there anything more iconic than? Does anything get you more excited than when you're like, especially
No,
for a
man.
new Star Wars movie, to hear that shit?
No, every time.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
like, this is it. We're finally here.
I truly think that's what Solo and Rogue One were missing.
Fair.
I mean, that and like well written material, but
Oof. Shots.
but you should trust everyone. I told you, now never trust anyone. The fuck, not never. No, you should
Woody
never
Harrelson,
trust
come
anyone.
on. Woody Harrelson was
That
great.
was that the most underwhelming fucking twist of any movie ever?
Yeah, but like I don't care about the twist. I was like, oh, that's cool. He's a
God.
good character. That's what his character would
Fuck
do.
him.
Like it wasn't a twist.
I love Woody Harrelson. but
That's like
fuck
saying
him.
the Black Widow twist is a twist that happens. You'll see it coming a
I'm
mile
sure- I'm
away.
sure I'll be
Brad will
pissed.
see it coming.
Um,
It's not a twist.
but there's just nothing to be more iconic than that Star Wars main theme.
Honestly, still no spoiler. I'm sorry, I'm keep interrupting.
That's
but
okay.
There's a very solo
That's all I had to say. So you're
twist ending on Rogue One, or not Rogue One, in Black Widow. That's like, that feels a lot like that. Like, am I supposed to know this character? Huh.
Let me just
that's all I'm
guess.
gonna say.
Hang on. I'm going to guess. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong because I don't give a shit. It's her sister.
Who?
Ugh.
Black Widow's sister?
Who's Black Widow's sister?
Taskmaster?
No.
Oh, no.
Well, no, she betrays her, I'm assuming, right? If you're saying it's that kind of twist, I'm assuming that they work
No.
together at some point.
No, it's like, without seeing the movie, that's what would make sense, and that's what you think.
Gotcha.
But when
Okay.
you're in the movie, you'll still figure it out. You'll be like, oh, that's what's coming on.
So it's either her or what's his face's character?
When you're watching it, you'll figure it out.
Okay.
You're not right now, but you'll figure it out.
Gotcha.
You'll
You'll
be
know,
like,
Brad.
yeah,
Okay.
you'll figure it
Brad.
out.
Okay, okay. I want to see it now just so I can come on here next week and just light this movie up.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. You'll be like, oh, I saw that.
There was there was a particular scene at the beginning, and like I called it to myself on the plane. I'm like, God,
Yeah.
damn it.
I feel that.
Are those fireworks?
Yeah.
I'm not used to hearing fireworks
They're
again.
back,
it's
baby.
So,
They're back.
It's so cool. I haven't seen them yet in person.
I haven't either yet. I haven't.
It's
I'm
been
gonna
fucking
go
raining every
I think
day.
Next week I'm gonna go.
It
see
rains
some.
every
Disneyland.
fucking day now.
Yeah,
I
it's
hate the
insane.
summers.
It's hot as
All
hell,
right.
and then it rains.
Evan, what's your number one, dude?
Number one, I think both of you said it already for your lists. Are it's got multiple like names, I guess, but like the Force theme, Yoda's theme, lifting the X-wing theme. That like when Luke did it in Episode 9, that was the music helped the scene out and made it so emotional. But just like that was emotional. When Yoda does it in Empire, just it was used. It's used in Hollywood studios all the time. They play it by Star Tours. They played it for the old stage show. What's it called? A Galaxy Far, Far Away.
Mhm.
They use it in Galactic Spectacular. It's just when you think of Yoda talking about the Force, it's just that's what comes to mind, and it just always gets me very emotional. That's like Leia's theme to me. Those two songs are the most emotional songs ever written. They just always get you. You always stop what you're doing and just like at least get a little misty eyed.
I feel you.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
They just hit you.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? That X-wing being in that shot of the Rise of, in The Last Jedi
Yeah.
is the only thing that holds that Rise of Skywalker movie together. Her like leaving
Yeah.
and then being able to get back to Exegol.
Yeah.
That only reason that makes sense
Yeah.
is because they showed that X-wing for 2 seconds.
Right. What if it wasn't
In
in
Last
Last
Jedi.
Jedi? They would have been like, oh, by the way, Luke's X-wing is here.
You think they would have just done
Would've
that?
been like, yeah, they would have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't though, because I would have been like, really? Okay. Well, what's the
I know
odds?
people who didn't see that until like the 5th time they watched
How?
the movie. I don't
It's
know.
in the middle of the water. It's like, what are you looking at? You looking at a porg instead? What are you?
Probably.
What the?
I remember people being like, "Where
Where's
is
Chewie?"
Where's Chewie?
All right, guys, that's a solid top 10 list. I believe we've done a top 10 music before.
I think so.
I can't remember if we did or didn't,
But
but
things change all the time.
Yeah,
And I
for
love it.
sure.
Like we haven't done a lightsaber one in a while, but mine would be nothing like what it was.
I'm sure.
back then.
I bet you
Nothing.
Ray's
Oh,
Yellow
nice.
makes an appearance on this list,
Lightsaber.
and so does
No.
the Dark Saber. Both of those are going to make an appearance
No.
on his list.
No.
Calling it now, kids.
Honorable mentions, maybe, but no.
All
The corn on the
right.
cob, probably not either.
Which one?
Corn on the cob.
Oh.
Sorry, Tom.
He's been calling it the corn on the cob pot, the lightsaber. Cal Kestis is.
Which one? Cal's?
Yeah.
You wouldn't say that if I was there in person.
No, because he'd kick my ass. They don't
All
call
love,
you.
Evan. I'm just messing
They don't call you Ginger Muscle for nothing.
Have you ever seen his before and after photo?
No, I've just seen what he looks like now.
I'll show it to you when we're done with
Man,
this.
okay.
It's dude. You should be posting that. If I made that kind of a change, I would post that shit every day and be like, "Suck my entire dick."
You know what? When you get here, I'm gonna have to go to the gym with you so I can get in good shape. I would love to be in shape like that. So
We can all do it.
yeah,
We all have
that'd
time.
be awesome. Well, we'll
Well,
have more time.
We have plenty.
Yeah.
We all have time if we want to make it.
Yes.
It's true. Brad's
yeah.
right.
There's
Yeah,
always time
and-
if you're not a lazy bitch. Like I've been fighting being a lazy bitch and getting.
Oh,
although I did
same.
break my bike yesterday, so that's
You
exciting.
broke your bike?
Yeah, my my chain wouldn't go into gear, and so I kept turning the thing, like trying to get it because it needed one more click and it wouldn't click.
I've done that.
and I
with
broke it.
with a crappier bike.
So
than yours,
now
get that.
now I got to go get freaking.
I want a bike.
Get it
I
new
need to
again.
buy one soon.
They're not that expensive. You can go get
No,
one.
it's
They're
a couple
they're
$100,
freaking
like,
awesome. It's so
yeah.
much fun.
Yeah.
To me, it's the best exercise. It's low impact on your muscle, on
Yeah,
your knees and
it's
stuff.
relaxing too. It's like oddly zen.
And you
Like,
get out and
it's-
see stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like
I
I
like
love biking. Like my favorite bike path is from here to the back of Magic Kingdom, all the
Ooh.
way to the Grand Floridian and back.
That'd be cool.
That's
Oh,
my
that's cool.
favorite bike
You-
ride.
Can you take it on like property and go like around the,
Yeah.
the walking path?
as long
now?
as you
Can
don't
do
care
that?
about that, as long as you don't I mean, walking paths like in the resorts.
Yeah,
that what you
but the example I was saying was like the new path that's from the Grand Flow to Magic
I
Kingdom.
don't
like
know
that
because
walking-
you'd have to go through the checkpoint and
True.
at that time of night when I go, because I usually go at night, so it's
Yeah.
not as hot.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd let you.
Okay. But still, you can
During the
go
day,
on-
you probably could.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I don't know if they'd let someone on a bike and at 10 o'clock at night
Go up to the Magic
to the
Kingdom
Magic
gate,
Kingdom and back.
like,
So
yeah.
I don't think
yeah,
so.
that's fair.
But
Huh.
I just love biking through property. It's my favorite thing. Last
would be
time,
cool.
the last ride I did before this was I went all the way the back roads, and then I went all the way up up the water bridge, like through
Ooh.
Fort Wilderness.
Wow.
And that road is sketchy as shit at night.
Yeah, I bet.
It
I've
is.
driven
You can,
through it.
you can
so.
hear shit in the woods. It's terrifying.
Oh, that's awesome.
It fucking freaked me out. So I don't recommend that one, but it was peaceful.
Until you got murdered.
Until I got eaten by a bear. All right, let's wrap this up. Where can they find you, Tom, over on the internet? And please plug the new IG as well.
Absolutely. You could find me. Well, you can find all of us first at Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram. That's where you will get all things podcast related. Like I uploaded a little bit of a preview of my top 10 list to the story. So if you're following along, we do post and ask for listener questions. If we get any, we will ask, obviously, on the IG account. Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram. But you could also follow me at ginger_muscle on IG. And if you don't mind, at Fourth Mother Box as well.
What I want to do once you're here is I really want to really start using Instagram, maybe do Instagram lives along with the podcast.
Ooh, that'd be perfect.
Yes.
And like doing a lot of cool videos and stuff like before the show, during the show, after the show, when we're all together. I obviously want to keep doing it a lot now, but I want to really, really focus on that once you move here and we're doing this in person.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Evan, where can they find you?
Well, of course, on our new fully All of Us Jedi Talk podcast Instagram account, and as well as my own personal Evan T. Boucher. That's all I'm ever really hanging out on, is just posting Kylo Ren pictures. That's all I really do.
The fact that you said the other day that you needed more
I
Kylo
do.
Ren pictures.
I don't have...
Tom, talk some
enough.
sense into this young man.
He's going to side
Can I
with
ask
me. Come on.
a very deep question as to why?
What? Whoa, you're not going to side with me. Wow. I'm learning so much about you. Wow.
I mean, you have... Dude, okay, when I was with him on May the 4th, the photographer fucking knew his name.
We can't find Lily anymore. Lily's gone.
See? He knows her name, too. He
They
remembers her.
moved her. We haven't seen her in like 3 months.
Oh, God.
She was the best photographer on Batu. Now I got to find some new. I'm
You know what's
sad.
funny, Tom? The thing that makes me laugh about this so much is that he talks shit about me when I wear my Rebel Pilot costume, but this motherfucker will go into Galaxy's Edge every goddamn day wearing a Kylo Ren
I
costume
don't. I just say that's
and
got to be
take
hot.
photos every
I
day.
just say you got to be like dying.
You said you
'cause
wouldn't
I'm
be caught
dying.
dead in a Rebel
I
Pilot
wouldn't,
costume.
but you wouldn't wear
What's
it.
the difference? I would too
It's
wear a
not my
Kylo Ren
style.
costume.
I don't like it. That's
It's
fine.
just funny to me.
Yeah, that's not for me. I'll wear a Kylo. You'll wear a pilot. That's fine.
I look like fucking...
And I will buy that Cal Kestis one off Amazon.
Yeah, you
show up
guys.
in-
Yeah, that looks awesome.
I kind of
See?
want it too, but I don't want to step on
wouldn't-
your toes. I love
wouldn't
it.
wear it, but he would. And
You would
that's
just like
cool.
Cal Kestis?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's upsetting. You kind of
I-
look like Cal Kestis.
Really?
No, but you kind of
Okay.
do.
What? I'm so confused.
You're kind of redheaded,
Yeah, I guess.
right? Aren't you?
I don't know. Is it
Nah, it's more
Are you-
brown.
more
I
brown.
thought it was
Are you
lighter.
stealth ginger?
my what?
Are you a stealth ginger?
Yes, very, very stealthy.
Your beard's more red though.
My
than,
beard's insanely red.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Well, my beard's kind of getting red too. I don't know what
a
the
little
fuck's
bit.
going
A
on.
little bit.
Thanks, Tom. You're already infecting me with your gingerness.
Good.
You can find me on Instagram, of course, at Jedi Talk Podcast, and then at the Brad Ventures on YouTube, and all that fun stuff. And we're really, when I mean we are really going to. I've said I've made Facebook groups and crap. I'm kind of done with Facebook groups. It's just the same people everywhere. Like it's just the same 8 people that follow you from Anyway, I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's just not the right format. I think Instagram's gonna be the right format where we can post and do that kind of fun short stuff, and something that most people are already on Instagram rather than Facebook for that kind of content. Anyway,
That's fair.
so I think Instagram's a good fit for us. So I really want to do a lot with that. But check out the YouTube channel, rate and review the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and I guess that's it, guys. Anything else before we wrap up this incredible episode of Jedi Talk?
Nothing here.
Nothing here.
It's
What about
been
you?
real, boys.
Good to be all together. This is awesome. Well, not really all together, but you know what I mean.
Well,
good to
and-
finally talk to Tom, and
In not too much longer,
we will be all together.
he's going to be here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be there, guys.
yeah.
What is a week?
August 1st.
Literally exactly
Mike.
a week, right?
Mike, I'll be there exactly in a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So you're here for a week, in a
That's
week, and
incredible.
then just a few weeks after that, you're here for
You're
good.
Here. Yeah.
I'm here.
Part
Can't
of the
We leave
crew, part
August-
of the ship.
part of the crew,
Valley
part
of
of the ship.
Arizona.
Can't
Nice.
wait, man. All right. Well, guys, thanks for listening to this episode of Jedi Talk. We'll see you guys next time. Till then, may the Force be with you.
Always.
You got to say something at the end, Tom. I don't know what's
Just
going
say
to be.
always. You can say it always. Both of us. Always.
Why don't you say it in
Rise
unison?
Jedi Knight. I was thinking about completing the Jedi Council thing I do at the beginning and just completing with Rise Jedi Knight.
Ooh.
I could do that.
And that's perfect. It's
Love
Jedi
it.
talk. I love it.
Love it.
All
Rise Jedi Knight. Beautiful. We found it. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.